Yes. Did you guys miss us? That's what happens when you bring a star around here. Stanley broke the internet. Stanley broke the internet. Yep. Good job, Stanley. That's what happens. We got the bright stars here on TopstepTV. We are back. And as soon as we say that, we're starting to see the market continue to creep higher here in the NASDAQ last trade, 21,785. 2 points off the highs and all-time highs for that. All right. Stanley, what should we do?
Yeah, so kind of like I was saying before we got cut off, I was like, I wanted to see what was going to happen between these two specific volume shelves. And 760 was like right in the middle of those volume shelves, and we pretty much rejected off the 60s, and it looks like we're heading back up again. So like I said, we might not have pulled back to the 40s. And that's kind of exactly what happened as the stream pretty much went out on us.
Up a cool 15
Surprised
points.
you remembered. That's pretty good for remembering, considering. Good job.
Yeah.
We got in the chat, people are asking, where's the VIP form? We're going to bring that back. Don't worry. We're going to bring that back. We'll extend the times, too. So go tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your classmates, tell your boyfriends, tell your ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, tell anybody. VIP form is coming back, but we are creeping higher here. Dolby, we won the 70s. Oof, what's the best we could have gotten? 73s, maybe? Maybe.
I mean, with the limit order, we would have gotten 70s on the dot.
Wow. Okay, cool. We are pushing higher here.
But that's just like the stair-step pattern that, we've been kind of talking about. We kind of get like that nice little consolidation. It pops up, and then, the top becomes support, and then it pops up, and then, it keeps on popping, and then you just get the stair-step effect as it pops, consolidates, pop, consolidate. So that was kind of the concept of the play. I think Stanley had a similar concept. It's not like an original idea, but it's can be a pretty profitable idea because it's kind of how the markets function. Like, are the people who got short on an uptrend, they get a chance to get break even if they shorted the very top. And so if they end up flipping, that creates buying pressure, and then you keep on getting this effect to the upside.
Right, 100%. And like I was saying, in a market like this, where even if you look at my bottom right corner here, look at the 1 hour, we pretty much just went straight up. So you have to be careful in a market like this. It's easy, all the hindsight capital people to say, oh yeah, just buy. But when you're looking down at the nitty gritty, you have to be very careful because you could easily get stopped out on the pullbacks. Even where we're at right now, anybody that would be probably looking to buy, be patient, wait for a pullback, and then pull the trigger. We're literally at pretty much all-time highs right now. So just, it's lunchtime, be patient, wait for a pullback, then go for it.
Stanley, how many payouts have you taken? Was that last one your first one, or have you had a couple?
No. This is not my first one. I think this is my second one.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I definitely, one thing I'm going to make a habit of in 2025 is to definitely just pay myself out more, even if it's a couple $100, $500, whatever it is, just pay myself out. Because, I definitely I gave back a lot of profits. But the good thing about it is I have learned from my mistakes and no longer plan on doing that anymore. So
nice.
No matter what the payout size is.
Yeah, you gave back profits. All right, real quick, we got the VIP form pinned to the top of the chat. I think we're going to try to extend the form for being up there. But right now, the countdown clock's just saying to the top of the hour. I think there's discussions back there. We're going to maybe extend that. So just hang tight with us. VIP form is back. As we watch these ES, try to test the 6,100 evens again. We're about a point off of those. Stanley, you said you gave back a lot of profits. You've gone back and reconciled. You haven't thought about it going into 2025. You're going to do less of that. Why do you think you're doing that? It was a little bit of greed. Were you on a hot streak? What do you think kind of led to that?
100% greed. One thing that just as traders, if you're walking on the street and you see $100 go by, you'll definitely pick it up off the floor. But sometimes we will be up a couple $100, $1,000 on a trade, and it's like, you know what? Let me go for more. Let me go for more. So for me, I'm just at the journey. I'm at the process, like at the part of my journey where I need to, definitely pay myself for my time spending on the charts, and then also get comfortable with, leaving some runners, leaving some runners, let the trade go. And if, I get stopped out, I get stopped out. At least I'm taking something versus not getting anything at all.
Yeah. Does taking a second or third payout change your trading psychology at all? Does it impact
Yeah,
impact you in any way?
100%. It definitely does, because it goes from seeing the numbers on the screen to seeing it in your bank account.
Yup.
And although it's two different screens, but it definitely, one is more, I don't say more valuable, but it's accessible. I can go to the bank now and take that money out and do whatever it is that I need to do with it. So it kind of just puts things into perspective. And like I said, if I'm pretty sure everyone, if you saw $100 on the floor, you're walking on the street, you're gonna take it. Hopefully, I don't think they're gonna be like, you know what, I think
Good.
I'm gonna
Good on
wait
this
to see if there's more coming. No, you're gonna take it. So
Nice work. Hey, shout out to Gabe in the background, man, scrambling to get us back fully online, full functionality. Shout out to Gabe. Great job there. Hey, we got really quick. We got charts are back up. We are rocking and rolling here at Topstep TV. Also, click like, click subscribe. I'm only seeing 19 likes. Hey guys, if we don't get up to 1,000 likes, they're not going to feed us today. So please get us over 1,000 likes. Hey, with that being said, I'm gonna throw it to Eddie. Hey, Eddie, on this day. Hey, oh yeah, Stanley, we do history. We do history lessons around here now. I don't know if you. And Professor Horn is in the house. So Professor Horn, what's our lesson today?
Lesson is we need some likes so we get our potato for the day. Otherwise, on this day, December 11th, 2008. Can anybody guess where I'm going with this one? December 11th, 2008. 65 billion. Here's the story. Financier Bernard Madoff, yes, is arrested at his New York City apartment, butt naked, and charged with masterminding a long-running Ponzi scheme, later estimated to involve around 65 billion, making it one of the biggest investment frauds in Wall Street history. Now, Madoff was born in Queens, New York. 1938, founded a small trading firm bearing his name in 1960. Business was established in part with money he earned as a lifeguard. He was saving lives as a young lad and destroying lives as an older asshole. 2 decades later, Madoff's firm, which helped revolutionize the way stock traded, had grown into the largest independent trading operations, security industry. And of course, with all that money, he and his family lived a life of luxury, owning multiple homes, boats, and expensive artwork. And of course, don't forget that jewelry. And yes, Mr. Madoff. And December 11th, 2008. And that is our day in history. I'm going to pass it back to you, Andre.
Thank you, Eddie. Hey, he's got word from Risk team. We got 9 traders, live funded traders that are over $10,000 of profits right now.
Wow.
Let's go over a couple. We got Fernando V up 54 grand. These are all live, folks. Pro balls. Anthony S up 24,000.
Oh.
Ken We up 10,000. Cristo up 12,000. Pinson, you've heard that name before, up $10,000. Caleb S, Woody, Rafa, all above $10,000. There is a lot of green on the board today. Yes, we got a lot of LFAs up in 5 digits, man. 5 digits. That's really good to see. Yay!
Trending markets, live traders, friends.
Yes, they are, man.
Buy and hold.
Buy and hold. No thinking. It's the best kind of trading. Caveman trading, it might seem like it's easy money, but trust me, on the days where it's not, where it's choppy, you're getting chopped up, you'd be wishing for these trend days to come back.
Well, that's why you have a personal daily loss limit, Dre, because yesterday was hard as hell for a lot of traders, and if you blow up your account, then you don't get to enjoy today, which is basically just going straight up. So that's where managing that personal daily loss limit is important, because it keeps you in the game, so then you can enjoy the easier trading sessions, and then you can start flexing, adding size, and building something big. But got to stay alive, Stanley, to keep on trading. Isn't that the truth? Is he muted?
You left him speechless. I did see.
Oh, he's muted.
Oh,
muted.
Stanley, you're gonna give us green. Oh boy, now it's echoing through. Stanley, you're gonna lose $5 on that one. Anyways, we got a 250 lot offered at 21,795. 250 lot on the offer. 21,795. High of the day, 791. That is air horn. Last trade, 21,777. Do we dip a toe in the water here, fellas? What are you thinking there?
For 70s?
Here's our 70, Stanley. What are we thinking?
I would wait for 60s at least. If we get it, I would wait. I would definitely wait. It's lunch. The volume's a little low right now. We're in between volume shelves, so I would wait a little bit. I would wait at least if we could pull back to the anywhere between 60 to 65. Then I would take a cheap long there.
60s. Okay.
Yeah, maybe that stop run of that 5-minute candle, Stanley, right at 60.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, really quick. I know the form isn't pinned to the top of the chat because we got the VIP form up, but we got group coaching coming up. I don't know how we're looking on questions. JD, I heard you in the background there. Let me know how we're looking on questions. If we need more, we can kind of get the form at least put in the chat.
I can post it here. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, thank you, Eddie. All right, we'll do it that way. We'll post. Well, as long as we don't want to take down the VIP form. So, yeah, there you go. Perfect, Eddie. Great job. Get those in. We got JD and Robert joining us for group coaching this afternoon. We got Schiller Tap coming up next, of course. JD and Mick. Get a whole lot of JD this afternoon. We got Dolby Time in the VIP lounge with another pit raider, Cure, one of Coach Hoops pit raiders. And then we got myself, Hoag, Dakota, and Dolby Time.
Ooh.
And on this Wednesday, David Green must be out on vacay or something.
He is on vacay. If you follow him on Twitter, he is by some beach somewhere.
Yes.
Sipping drinks, relaxing. Also, Coach Hoop is going to be joining us at the 1 p.m. segment as well. So you'll have the teacher and student at the same time. And then JD and I are just going to be hanging out, I guess. But they're going to be at the stars of the show at 1 p.m.
Absolutely. All right, great stuff. We're starting to see a bit of a pullback here, if you want to call it that. 21,773 last trade. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to squeeze a trade in here, but we're going to have more Dolby this afternoon. House account is open. Again, house account is long. If only we had a runner. Well, lo and behold, today is the day we do have a runner. We are long from 21,685. That's right, 21,685.
Wow, that's a killer
Let's
entry.
trade 21,773. Shout out to Jared and Coach Jay. Absolutely nailing it this morning.
Killer entry.
Fast markets. Yep, great trading, great discussions. Yes. Stanley, are you looking to take any more trades? You're still going to watch out for those 760s? And if so, what will you still be looking to get long around 760s?
Possibly. I don't like how we're coming down. But there's possibly because I'm looking at the volume too. Like I said, we could easily just continue to pull back even all the way into below the 760s and pull back all the way to the 40s here. So just want to be very careful. Like I said, if I didn't get stopped out a little bit earlier today, I probably would be more willing to go for it. But yeah, I think I would wait for the 60s just to see, the reaction, and then maybe just take a super cheap trade. Awesome. Otherwise, it's pretty much hands off for me. Just because of the volume, and
it does look a little bit suspect. We did end up getting that long 5-minute candlestick into the bottom of our range at 770. So it's something to be on the lookout for if you are range trading. Typically, that means that you will get some piercing action through your level. And it's kind of what we're getting. But it's, dealer's choice or trader's choice if you want to take that long there, or if you want to wait and maybe find a different area where some stops can potentially get run. But this is pretty expensive for a long because, like Stanley said, low volume. We're at lunchtime. Probably some profit taking going on.
I think you're right.
And-
Right.
Oh, also, guys, we have a 10-year auction. 10-year auction in about 5 minutes. That's a big one. That's a big one. We got Fed budget at 1 p.m. Central, and then we got Adobe earnings after the bell today. But we got that
Who, me?
10-year auction. Dolby. We got Dolby earnings.
Oh, Adobe, not
Adobe. Stanley.
Oh, I got you.
This guy, man. We can't take him anywhere, Stanley. This guy around here. He's looking.
That's why I'm in
He's
the
trading
woods.
in the wilderness. He's in the
That's why I'm in
forest
the woods,
trading right
Ray.
now.
Yep.
It's
Let
crazy.
me put in some orders now for Dolby.
Getting the Christmas tree. What we're doing.
Absolutely. Well, that wraps up. Trade with Top Step right now. Stanley, it's always great seeing with you. I know you'll be back. Stanley, were you nervous? Were you as nervous this time around as you were the first time you were with us?
No, not at all. You guys have become like my family. So I love
Yes.
it. Love it here. Appreciate all of you guys. Appreciate all the support. Especially through the tough times I'm kind of going through right now. Topstep, you guys have been amazing. Thanks for reaching out. The producers, Tim, everybody, Gabe, everybody's just been super supportive. Rips, and MC, like everybody's just kind of been there for me. So I really appreciate all the love and the support. And let's keep on working.
Man, I love it. All right, great stuff, Stanley. Dolby, I will see you later on this afternoon. Coming up next, we got shoulder tap, then we got group coaching. Mix in for shoulder tap, and then don't forget, speaking of Rips, everyone tune in 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Rips taking on Phil Ivey in a poker cash game. Anyways, we got shoulder tap coming up next. It's TopstepTV. Let's go.
Welcome back, friends and traders. We appreciate your patience while we were getting started. Welcome to the Shoulder Tap. It's that time of day where we like to roast and toast a couple of traders in the Topstep program, mostly the live-funded traders. You're looking at Mick.
We're going to toast them today, John.
Management. We're toasting them today. Let's do it.
We're toasting them today. Yeah, I mean, it's always exciting when we get like a nice trend up or down in the markets. Usually, I was talking with Jack about it maybe a couple of weeks ago. You know, how traders perform in sideways action, also, trending action. And today with the trend up, in the NASDAQ, especially with most of our traders trading NASDAQ, we got a lot of big P&Ls to talk about. I'll rattle off a couple names here. I know we're gonna look at a couple of these traders cards. The first two I'm going to mention here. We've got Fernando V. He's up $55,000 right now in the market. He had been up and flat. This is him still continuing to trade. He's slanging some size around 15 lots, but he definitely caught that upside move at the time it was moving. So 55,000 for him. We've got Anthony S. We're going to talk about him on a card as well. He's up 24,000 right now. Caleb, who was up $24,000 yesterday, John, he's up 14,000 right now. I know he was up about 30,000 earlier. Actually, he's someone that the risk team spoke with about locking in profits. We got him to agree to, the $14,000, $15,000 mark. He closed his trade out. He locked himself out, so he's done for the day, locking in 14,000. Not bad, 38,000 back to back. And
it's a good week.
I don't know. I don't think he's been in the program for too long, honestly. So really excited about that. I'm going to just go down the line and rattle off some more of these 5-figure winning days. We've got Cristo up 12,300. Richard, 12,000 and counting. Woody up 10,000. Kang up 10,000. Prince 7,900. Vadim up 6,700. And that's about it as far as the big P&Ls. But there's a lot of other names on the board that are having nice big winning days. We've got some people on the downside too. You're on the wrong side of the move. You're fading something. Lost limits there. Mm-hmm. So it is what it is. But let's. I want to talk about Fernando, our top dog today, who's up now 50. Well, I said he was up 55 earlier. I don't want to mention where he's at right now because that could indicate what his position is. So up 55,000. We're not doing trading cards today like we have in the past. We're going to do a card, but it's going to show their trade report for a couple of these traders. And we'll have some of their average statistics. So if we could pull up Fernando's really quickly, please.
Very cool. Interesting trading card here.
Yeah, I mean, do we need to try and just get the card itself and get our faces away from it? So I can't see it right now, but that might just be me. And I do have fabulous eyesight. Knock on wood.
You can see the important parts. You got the average, daily averages down at the bottom, and everything you need to see up top too.
Yeah, so I mean, he's 6 days in, average, and I think he's had one winning day. Only one winning day of $1,600. All the other 5 trading days, with the exception of this $55,000 day, has been daily loss limit. Take a look at that account balance high.
Yeah, I was looking at that in the green room before we started. $125,000. That means Fernando maxed out 5 XFA accounts. This is all speculation. You'll have to tell me if I'm right or wrong. Maxed out 5 XFA accounts and then took $125,000 payout and used the other $125,000 to fund his live funded account. That sound about right?
Well, there's a lot of speculation there, John, but it is correct. You are correct if you were a game show. So with the account balance high there of an even 125,000, that was his starting balance. Now he could have made 125,000 in the XFAs and then transferred the 125 over to live. However, like John had speculated, Fernando could have maxed out and hit the $50,000 cap in each of his 5 XFAs, bringing those XFAs to $250,000 cumulative balance, at which point in time he was transferred to live when he hit those caps. And during that transfer to live, he took $125,000 payout. Pretty exciting stuff. He knocked it out of the park in those XFAs in very short order. And, something that I like to see here, John, is he's only been in our program since October of this year. So,
wow. Yeah. I just saw that.
A couple months in, amassed $250,000 trading. Now, he's in live. very happy we called him up to live with the performance he's putting up right now. Seems to me that he's going to be someone who is one of those traders that is taking some of the bigger swings at the ball, at the markets.
No doubt about that. I'm looking at this trade report right now. You can see some of the hold times. Well, first, like you said, this card starts out as Jack would refer to as Club DLL, putting on that one big trade, trying to hit the home run. A day like today is probably this kind of trader's bread and butter. Just the buy and hold, hope it doesn't go 10 ticks against you to start, and then just let it run for the rest of the day. But a couple days here, hitting that max loss limit or that daily loss limit. Yesterday, he was only in the market for 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Less than 2 minutes. He wasn't even trading 15 lots that day. It was like 9 round turns for 5 trades. So, not even trading big size. But today he's been in the market swinging 15 lots around, and it's been working out well. So, it's always interesting when you see people that go all in, all out with the size, whether it's, 5 lots in a smaller account or 10 or 15. We will see daily loss limits hit very quickly. I wouldn't say chuckle, but I mean, something that Jack and I, who, commonly do this segment together, we see a lot of people, they're out of the markets. They bench themselves by hitting the daily loss limit in 2 minutes or less, sometimes less than a minute. Pretty easy to do when the markets are moving around, and we've got that momentum to the upside today. New contract highs, right?
Yep. New highs. I wonder if Fernando's using the same strategy in the live account that he used in the XFAs. Like you said, he got through those XFAs pretty quick, amassing $250,000 in less than a month before moving into the live account.
Typically, that's what we see. I mean, strategies, your strategies are your strategies. They really should not change if you go from simulated trading to live accounts. The sim is where you want to be working on your strategy in a safe environment. And if it's working, like it clearly was working for Fernando in that last group of XFAs, and is, despite 5 losing days of daily loss limit and one $1,600 winning day prior to this $55,000 winning day. That ain't broke, so I wouldn't be fixing it if I were him.
He could probably trim down that daily loss limit a bit too. Maybe move it to $2,000 if it's going to stay like this. Unless he really needs that. I mean, when you look at some of these P&L highs on the losing days, he might be able to get away with trimming $1,000 off that daily loss limit and saving himself just a little bit more for later. If that makes sense to you at all.
That could make sense, and nothing's going to always be perfect in every single situation. So it's important to take a consistent approach to the markets. You should be trying to do the disciplined thing that is correct and do that over time, because you'll be better off over time if you're doing that. It's not going to work every single time. So you don't want to, say, oh, it didn't work these 2 times. A consistently smart approach is where we want to be. And the best traders will do that. And the most mature traders will be able to take that consistent approach. And, even if there's a negative outcome or they get stopped out at break even and then the market goes in their favor, they are 100% going to be more content saying I did what I should have done. Even if money, in hindsight, you could have said I would have made money, because, I know that for myself. There are opportunities where I had implemented a consistently smart approach that, had I not done so, I would have made money. But those are singular examples that are in a silo where that happens, where a consistent approach over the course of, a trading career or a single trading year, it's going to make a bigger difference. So whether or not he could trim the daily loss limit, that's on him to think about. But what I would say is there's the possibility of also scaling in and scaling out. I always say that if you're going to trade 15 contracts, start with 5, and as it goes in your favor, add to the winner. If it goes against you, you only got 5 contracts on. Your pain tolerance from a price standpoint and distance that the market can go against you widens out completely without benching yourself in a minute and 45 seconds like you did, yesterday. But we can sit here from the sidelines, talking about this, but it's ultimately up to him. But these are things that any trader wants to consider, and I guess you and I talking about that kind of stuff is just giving other traders that are watching right now something to think about.
For sure.
The last thing, unless there's anything else you want to say on Fernando, the last thing I want to say about him is we spoke to him today. The risk team spoke to him. Hey, you're up 50 grand. We want you to lock in a certain percentage of it. So worst case scenario, what we agreed upon with Fernando is he's going to be walking away up $35,000 today.
Awesome. That was going to be my final question about Fernando. Where is he locking it in, and is the risk team talking to him right now? So
done
and done. Fernando, keep doing what you're doing. It's working. 125 grand in payouts, up 50 grand today. That's a great start. Only been on the program for a month. Started October 30th. Less than 2 months. So
next person I want to talk about, John,
keep swinging away. Yep.
Anthony S., who's only been in the program since May of 2024. And I'll take the words out of your mouth. He's having a heater today. He's up $24,000 on the day.
Very nice.
And we've got his trade report here. He's got, we've got his average. We've got the top of the trade report. We're not going in because we just can't fit all that. And it's still pretty tiny. But hey, I mean, over 26 days, he's up and down big. He's in a 50K, fortunately, so he's got $1,000 daily loss limit. That average losing day is right at the $1,000 mark, where he just beat out his best day of 15,000, being up 24,000 today. We also spoke with him. He's going to be locking in $15,000 worst case scenario today too. So
excellent.
That's good. That's good stuff. Only 20% winning days here, low winning trade percentage, but on a per contract basis, he's at a 3-to-1 risk reward, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Bringing that account balance above that high watermark again.
Yeah, and you can see how just keeping the math on your side is, with the average winning days being a little over $4,700 and the average losing day being a little under 1,000, now, while he's not been extremely profitable, netting $132 per day, he's profitable. So he's doing better than treading water, and this is good. 24,000.
Yeah, for only having a 19% winning day rate. I'm going through his trade report right now. After 26 days, I only see 4 days of winners.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, still hanging tough. Not down huge off that starting balance. What do you transfer in? 27,000 to open this account? That sound about right?
Started with 27,000. Yeah, started with 27,000. And he's saying he's taking a $20,000 payout too. So
good for him. Oh, he does have 5. I'm looking at the top now. Objectives. He hit the
5 winning days.
5 winning days mark. So he does have 5 winning days. But the daily loss limit, he's sticking to that $1,000 daily loss limit, which is good, especially in a 50K account. So good on this trader.
Very good on him. I mean, the best thing on these traders is locking in the profits. I mean, very well, and our traders who are watching know very well. I mean, the money can come and go quickly, and the hard part is not getting, psychologically, being able to accept what is a good winning day, and it ultimately boils down to the money management. They call it trading. We are trading, but it's the money management business. I always like to say, ratchet your account higher, ratchet it up. And, when you're ratcheting something, it goes in one direction and gets stuck from, going the other direction. So ratchet those accounts up. Let's see. I want to take a quick peek check in on Fernando to see where he's at right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I bet we can tell just by what the market's doing. We are still sitting on highs on the NASDAQ right now. I bet Fernando
you don't have
is still on.
not much has
Again, just
changed.
make an assumption. Pure speculation.
Not much has changed in the way of his P and L. So let's see if we had anybody else pop into the top list. I mentioned Richard earlier. Yeah, it seems like the people that have caught the move.
They're just riding
really
it out.
seen, yeah, haven't seen much in the way of changes there.
I'm looking at the chart right now. Looking at the NASDAQ chart right now. The market isn't giving you any reasons to get out of a long position at the moment. We're just popping. We just made another new high in the NASDAQ. So, if you are one of these traders we're talking about and you're in a heavy-duty long position, make sure you have your stop positioned. If it does come back to... we do get that liquidity sweep to the downside to wipe out some stops. Keep it tight.
I'll have to look at my stock portfolio today with the new highs. Maybe put a smile on my face or something like that. I just met with my advisors yesterday.
Oh, it's easy to grin when your ship comes in.
Yeah, I don't have time to look at this stuff anymore. I need you guys to start, doing something actively for me. A lot going on. But
good point. We got about a minute left, Mick. Any words of encouragement to those in the chat in the market right now?
Yeah, as I'm thinking about, thanks for asking. I'll take that first one that you asked. I mean, as I'm thinking about and looking at these traders that are up the big money that they are. Now, Anthony's got that $1,000 daily loss limit, which is protection. But what I want to mention for anybody out there listening, and I know you'll back me up, is, the $55,000 winning days, heck, the $10,000 winning days. It is so important to protect those profits when you get them. I was guilty of this early on in my trading. I have a big winning day and I'm like, oh, I have that much more room to risk the following day or in the coming week and stuff like that. And it's a very dangerous mentality to have. Thinking that because you got a big cash injection in your account that you have that much more to risk. Technically you do, but it doesn't mean that you should risk it. You want to play very, very strong defense with hard-earned profits. So, for someone who's having a $50,000 winning day, now Fernando, for example, we were talking about, $50,000 cap and 5x FAs, that's big money. So he might be accustomed to these big winning days, but for a lot of traders, once you hit your biggest winning day ever, that's going to be an interesting feeling and a good one at that. But be concerned with how you treat those profits and how you protect those profits in the future. It's very easy to blow through a $20,000 profit over the course of, the coming days or weeks. And, on the way down while you're giving that money back, it's very easy to only be thinking about how you want to get back to, oh, my account balance was here. I just want to get back there and I'll feel better. And in the process of doing so, you can very quickly run yourself into the ground. It's a slippery slope. So ratchet, be careful, play defense. I'm out.
I mean, the same thing can happen when you get profits too quickly also. We had Jared on this morning during Fast Markets talking about exactly that. He had been in a slump for about 2 weeks coming into today, even though he had some pretty big winners and gave them back. He said one day he made close to $6,000 in less than a minute and just couldn't wrap his brain around it because it happened so fast. And then by the end of the day, he'd given it all back and hit daily loss limit. Just because it was hard for him to accept that he made so much money so fast. It didn't seem real to him. So he just kept trading and trading and trading. And then eventually he just wiped it all out. So imposter syndrome, I guess it's a real thing.
Pocket those
Is it
windfall profits. Pocket those
Yep.
windfall profits. I remember being on the phone really quickly on that. I remember being on the phone. I was actually on the phone with my father talking to him while I was trading, and I had a position on in gold. This was early on. There was a number that I wasn't aware of that came out, and all of a sudden, boom, up $5,000. And I said to him, I was like, "Holy shit! I'm up 5,000 on this gold trade right now. I don't know why." GTFO is what he told me. GTFO. But he spelled it out. I don't think he knows abbreviations. He's too old for that.
Get out and walk away.
I did.
For sure.
It's windfall profits. I don't know what the heck happened. It was, some economic release that I was oblivious to at the time, which was a problem in and of itself. But, I didn't trade gold that often.
See money, take money. That's Hoag's line. All right, guys.
Yeah, baby.
We are at time for the shoulder tap. Mick, thanks for joining us. Thank everybody else. Thank you for being here with us also. We got group coaching coming up next. I'm going to stick around. Coach Robert's coming in. We've got your questions. That question form no longer pinned in the chat, but we have some good ones. We got a couple left over from yesterday. Shubham Singh, I see you in the chat. We're going to talk about trading journals in just a minute. So we're going to take a short break. Group coaching coming up next.
How do you manage your emotions in trading? Are you taking anything from the ski, like professionalizing your mindset to get that in the right spot that you've done over the last 20 years?
Yeah.
To do anything and bring it over to the trading world?
Yeah, I mean.
You meditate, right?
Yeah, I'm meditating, and exactly that. Because you're not going to have a great day every day in trading. Like you said, it's a love-hate business, and it's the same thing with skiing. It's a love-hate business. Not every day is going to be the most beautiful, sunny, slushy day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of days that are super icy, and you don't want to put your body on the line.
Yeah.
And
conditions of the day change and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to adapt. Yeah.
Exactly.
Welcome back, friends and traders. It is time for group coaching. I'm JD behind the curtain. You're looking at Coach Robert right there in front of an AI-generated background. What's the background today, Coach Robert?
I'll just show you that real
Poker?
quick. Just if I put some bunch of poker, show me a bunch of traders playing poker. And the irony, if you look in the bottom right, not the direct bottom one, but kind of like right over the name Robert, it doesn't look like rips. It really does.
Yeah, a
And
little bit.
I did not cue that whatsoever. It was a one-line thing. Show me a bunch of traders playing poker, and I don't know. Way to go for the internet, I suppose.
Nice. Exciting watching rips yesterday. We're going to try and get him in some Topstep gear tonight, too. He's got a big game coming up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be watching that again tonight. All right. We're already 7 minutes in. We got some questions. We're going to start with a question from yesterday. Shubham, very active in the chat, very active during group coaching. Had an excellent question about journaling that we weren't able to get to. We ran out of time yesterday, so we're going to start off with that one today. Shubham's question is one question in 5 parts. Hello, Coach. Can you please guide me on journaling about these points? I'll read through them real quick, and then we'll take them one at a time. So, part 1, what specific details do you record in your journal? Part 2, what criteria do you use to determine which trades to journal? Part 3, do you note psychological factors or emotions during trades? 4, do you have to journal immediately after the session end, or can you do it a day later, or do it in a later part of the day? I'm from India, so here it's 2:30 a.m. midnight. That's why I'm asking. 5, how do you ensure you apply the lessons learned from your journal? All right, Coach Robert, I know you're looking at this too, so why don't we start off with part 1. What specific details do you record in your journal? Well, from a super high level to begin with, I would say, personally, start with the date and time. Record when you exited and entered the trade, what specific contract you were trading, what direction you took the trade, long or short, what your entry price was, what your exit price is, what size you put on, and what your stop loss is. And that's pretty basic stuff. And then you can sort of let it snowball from there. But you really want the basics in there. So when you're going back to look at it, you know exactly what you did. Coach Robert, what's your take on that? Oh, you put it up on the screen. Perfect.
I did. What do you think of that? Huh? While you're reading through them, like, let's put this right in front of us. Thank you, Shubham. You're in the chat, and thanks for being here every day. And that's great. I figured we'd just put this right up on the screen and let our traders look at it as well. Specific details, I think anything and everything that is relevant, including how you feel, like, did you sleep well? That all plays a part in it. If you had something, if you ate well, if you get some good rest, if you had some type of an argument or some emotional thing that happened, if you did a workout or you didn't, and what was it like that before or after? So I think not only just the actual trades themselves, which obviously you should, but just start from what happened before. You know, the trading's in the mind, and that's where it all comes from. Anybody can click a button, the market only goes up and down, right? We've heard that a million times. But it's all between the ears. So how are you feeling at that point? Definitely want to put those details into your journal for sure.
Yep. And after you get started on it, these are just things you can mark immediately. Trade details, things you can mark immediately right after you put the trade on. And then you can add more context after that, you know. Note a couple key factors like what direction the trend was in, what support and resistance levels you were looking at, what news events are you trading around, what reason do you have for putting that trade on. There's all sorts of things that you can journal. We're just giving you a very high level, a few key data points. Hope that helps out, Shubham. Let's move on to part 2. Part 2 is what criteria to use to determine which trades to journal. Well, I'm of the belief that you should journal every single trade that you put on.
All of them. Yep. That's an easy one.
Easy one. Part 2, Shubham. Every single trade. Part 3. Do you note psychological factors or emotions during trades? I think it's important that you do. We actually have an emotional trading journal that Hoag put together. I'm going to put this in the chat right now.
That's right. That's a good one, too. It's all blocked out for you.
Link for the emotional trading journal is now in the chat. Go ahead and download that and fill it out every day. these are the things Coach Robert was just sort of touching on. You know, how were you feeling before the trade went on? What was your mental state, your physical state, your emotional state? How were you feeling before you put the trade on? When you put the trade on? How you felt during the trade? How you felt after you exited the trade? And then it leaves room for some other comments and whatnot. So it's a very useful tool. Highly recommend you go back and download that and take a look at it. Anything else you want to add to that?
Absolutely. Yep. So it's the line was the psychological and emotional, but there's also the physical as well. So maybe you're tired. It just not a good thing. And maybe you find out that you're tired and you traded a session that you really didn't want to. You stayed up later and you're actually doing better at that session. There's always a positive side too. It doesn't always have to be negative about things. It's just if you feel good, write it down. If you did good, write it down. If you tried something different and it worked in you, write it down. So for sure, the more the better.
Hoag is in the chat, and he's absolutely right. He says there's much to learn from this exercise, and there is. Next part, we're on to part 4 already. Okay. Do we have to journal immediately after the session, or can we do it later, part of the day? For instance, Shubham's from India, and there are time constraints involved. Personally, I think it's best to do it while it's still fresh in your mind, so you remember absolutely everything. That's why not technically, in my opinion, you should really be journaling like as you're putting trades on. Have that pen and paper right next to you. Mark it down, and then you can go back and type out details later. But just so you have a very high level overview of what your trade situation is in real time, it'll help you recall more information later. That's my 2 cents on that. What do you say, Coach Robert?
My 2 cents is to do that as long as it doesn't affect the trade itself. So if you're just in and out, and you're trying to scalp 4 or 5 times over the course of 15, 20 minutes, I would combine those and call that your scalping session, 20-minute scalping session or whatever. Because if you're in a trade and you're looking down really quick, you look up and you might miss it. So I agree with you, JD, with that, but you should be doing it, in my opinion, is the same as yours at the same time, but it's not necessarily like click right, click right, click right. Just make sure you be smart about it and get at a strategic area of your trading. If you're in a trade and you're in holding them for a long time, sure, put your trade on, see how you feel about it. But I will say, just to round that whole thing off, is you don't want to go through, in my opinion, you don't want to go through a whole day, especially if you're a long time trader, if you're in the market a long time, 7, 8, 9 hours. Traders are different. Some are in the market a half hour, some are 8 hours. So if you're in the market a long time, waiting until the end and trying to jot everything down, you're going to miss a few things, I believe. And you'll also get swayed, because if you started out pretty bad and you ended the day good, you may just write down that didn't start well and then talk about all the good stuff. Or the other way, you started good and then most of the day, but then ended just a small amount of the day at the bad. You may have a really negative inflection of that trade journal, but it really wasn't. You did really good all day long. You made a couple little things at the end, and it may sway that. So keeping it fresh in your head, getting out of your head, getting on paper or on typing it in as soon as possible, but without affecting your trading. I think that would be my suggestion on number 4.
Excellent point. Yeah, keep into account your trading time durations. Excellent point. Excellent point. Thank you, Robert.
Yep.
All right, and lastly, Shubham wants to know how do you ensure you're applying the lessons learned from your journal? That's a good point. How often are you going back to study your journal entries? What are you taking away from your journal entries? Is the stuff that you're putting into your journal useful to you as far as learning and teaching moments go? That's another thing you have to keep in mind. That's why when you're getting started, you start with basic stuff. And as you progress in your journaling, it will come to you what's more important to you. And you will start adding, the more significant points of each trade into your journal that you feel are giving you the most value as you go back and study them. Coach Robert, what's your take on applying lessons learned from your journal?
Excellent. Yeah, it's called the reflection. And we can go back and after you're done with your journal, when you go to the next day, review it. We'll reflect on it for the day and then come into the next day, review the previous day, journal the current day, reflect on the current day. The next day, come in, review, journal, reflect, and just go along with that process. And this, I'll tell you what, JD, what I've seen from looking at journals for a few years now, and I don't personally journal myself anymore. I did at the beginning. It's a bell curve where you start off, I'm not sure what to write. So let's say the quantity of what you write is just coming in. And like, then you start adding stuff and you go, oh, I should think about this too. And you start building up. And then you go, well, I don't have to worry about this anymore. So you knock that off. And it literally is a bell curve. If you looked at, let's say, a trader journaled for 6 months, the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, there's not much. And then it's going to get bigger and bigger, more data, more information. And then you'll see it start to taper off also as they get more comfortable with the things they were trying to track, which means you're learning. You're going back, you're applying those lessons. And I don't even want to use the word mistakes. You're just feeling better about your trading, about your style. Maybe you go, oh, I've already fixed this particular issue, meaning I found out that if I have 2 cups of coffee, I trade crazy, so I got it down to 1. Well, you can take that out of your journal now, after a period of time as not a reminder for it. Just as a crazy example, because I'm on my 2nd cup right now. That's why I thought of that. So cheers, everybody. But I do have one more thing for you, JD, and one more thing for our traders here. Everybody see me, like working with ChatGPT, and I gave it one little prompt, and I'm going to just click on it. I'm going to give it one prompt. It just says, help me create a trading journal. And then, of course, we have it just says we have to do the disclaimer. Do you agree with it, that it's only for demonstration, what entertainment? Type agree, and it gives me this whole list. I'm not going to go through the whole thing specifically one-on-one, because I'm going to share this link so everybody can see it. But it gave me a couple of points. Choosing a format, organize the sections, right? Your details, the trade details, the psychology and emotions, everything we've just been talking about. What is the last one? Reflection. You can see I didn't do anything with this except type in one command, one thing. It says, help me create a trading journal. And we go through it, make a routine out of it, add metrics for the day. It gives you some ideas of what to track. Use some visualization like charts and graphs, and then it says, hey, here's an example layout. It actually took the ES with the direction and gives you the sample. Good timing. I was calm. I didn't make this. This all came about like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do 2 things. Is one, I'm going to share this particular journal itself. I'm simply going to create a link, and I'll put that right in chat right now so you can see what I just typed in. And then I'm also going to share the actual GPT mentor that I created. And it looks like this. It's literally just a mentor, a Topstep GPT mentor. Now it is for entertainment. It's to help you. It's not going to give you trade ideas and say go long here, go short here. It's designed not to do that. It is take all this stuff with a grain of salt. But I'm going to put that in the chat as well, and I'll post that later on too. And it's really cool. You can just click on certain things. How do I improve my trading mindset? I have some things built in. They're not canned answers. But they are pertaining to trading. And look, I just clicked on one thing. It's going to give me a whole focus on process, not profits. Hey, what do you think about that? So while we let that go, we can take a look at another question. And it does work really good. You can upload a trade report too. I have this design. So if you're in Topstep X, you download your trades from your trade, not the journal, the trade panel itself, into a spreadsheet. Just upload the spreadsheet, type in analyze my trades, and it will give you a nice breakdown. It'll graph them out for you, show you your best wins and losses. It does a really good job at that. And it's free. Just give it a shot, use it. Oh, look at this. Embrace the Topstep community. Topstep Discord, Topstep TV broadcast. I love it. This thing is just learning as it goes. It tells you to look at the Myers-Briggs, and it helps you along with there, talking about your plans, making small wins. Watch your self-talk right at the bottom. Now, I didn't set this up. It just came up with these things, and it's doing really well. I'm quite proud of it, and it's there for our traders. Make sure you give it a like. There are thousands using it right now, by the way, because you can track the log. There are thousands that are using this every day. I love it. In Discord, 100,000 users in Topstep Discord, 100,000 plus users, and we get a few thousand using this, and they get comments in there all the time. They'd be like, "Wow, this is really cool." I'm not taking the credit for it. I just kind of made this custom GPT and let the Chat GPT do the grunt work on it. I think it's pretty cool.
There you go. AI strikes again. You can get into Discord, like Coach Robert said, 100,000 users on the Topstep Discord right now. If you're looking for a trading buddy, a trading mentor, a trading coach, you will find it in Topstep Discord. All right, we got an interesting question from James next. Oh, thank you, Shubham, for the question. Hope we answered that for you. You've been a very insightful, active member of our chat and community. Keep it up. We appreciate you, buddy. All right, next up is James. James says, Interesting question from James. James says, "Hey, coach, I dropped out of college to become a full-time trader. And it's been 4 years altogether. In futures, I've been trading for 1.5 years with Topstep. Got funded twice, lost them both due to my emotions. I live with my mom and I trade with her pension funds. The rush of making me want to get there is wrecking my winning streak and my emotions. I've concluded that this is not the TA that's wrong, it's the emotions that's affecting me. Please help me to maintain my senses and emotions and get my emotions under control." Well, I will say, first of all, trading with your mom's pension funds, I'm glad you found Topstep and you did not put that money into a traditional brokerage account, first of all. Good on you for that. Otherwise, it would likely all be gone by this point. But we were just talking about emotions in trading, and we shared that emotional trading journal in the chat. I'm going to share it one more time just for James. While I'm doing that, though, Coach Robert, what is your take on controlling emotions, dealing with emotions while you're in a trade, and not letting them affect the outcome of your trading?
Well, yeah, James, thanks for your very detailed question and sharing of information. Yeah, I won't say anything about what you do with your pensions. Your mom's just says, I'm with you, JD. I'm glad you are here because if you're starting off, you can get yourself in a heap of trouble. I know, I've done it. It's not fun. The reason this industry is here is because, like Patak did it, right? $30,000 account, it's gone. Bing, bing, bing. He's like, wait, there's got to be a different way we can do this. Therefore, the prop firm industry was born. So thank you for that, MP, 12 years ago. For here, keeping the emotions in a trade, it's not easy. I don't want to sugarcoat it. It's not, because you're looking and you're waiting and say, oh, I knew I was right with this trade and it is going my direction. And it starts to turn around like, oh no, what did I do wrong? You start questioning yourself. It's hard. It's hard. Right. So to try to keep an even keel, if you said you dropped out of college, I mean, it's been 4 years, so I'm guessing, what would that make you, 25 or so, 24, 25? Keep at it. And if you in 1.5 years with Topstep, funded twice, it means you can do it. So if you did it before, you can do it again. Take a look at your trading, get that journal going if you don't have one, and do some reflection on it. Use the GPT, put a plan together for you, but keeping your head on with it. It sounds like you're a real go-getter, James, because of you just came to attack, and I actually do like that. The college stuff, that's all your choice, and with the fun money, that's all your choice. So I'm not going to comment on there, but I'll comment on the emotion side of things. You say that it's wrecking your winning streaks. If you don't look at them as a winning streak, but you had a winning day or a winning trade, that may help it, because we can get down on ourselves. You lose a trade, then you lose two, and then you lose three. And you're like, man, it's been 2 months since I lost 3 in a row. What the hell am I doing? And next thing you're inside your head. And then you're taking, well, if I just get a little bit back, and well, I went the wrong way 3 times and I've been long. Why don't I go short this time? But now the market flipped on you, right? Hoag says that whenever you know the answer, the market changed the question. As case in point right there, we've all done it. So take it easy. It's not easy to take it easy on the trading and take it easy on the emotional side of things. Remember, and I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible because I'm not a psychologist, but nothing happens to you. The market didn't do anything to you. It was a trade that maybe didn't quite go your way. Maybe it went your way, but you entered it incorrectly. We don't know. But that's all it is. And if you can kind of bring that down, compartmentalize that a little bit, thin it out a little bit, say, well, what just happened? Well, you know what? I'm still breathing. I'm still having my water. I'm still having some food. I can still have a good day. That's where it comes into. Just watch out for the negative self-talk. It's not good for anybody. And most importantly, it's not good for you and those loved ones around you. So James, wish you the best. And again, we'll reiterate that we're happy to have you here at Topstep. And keep at it. You've been funded. You did it before. You'll be able to do it again. But stick with us.
Excellent advice, and thank you for the question, James. All right, we got time for one more quick one. Columbus says, hi, Coach. Since my last payout in May, I've been struggling to get another payout. I've lost so many combines and XFAs to the point I'm getting frustrated. Would you advise me to get a personal coach? Or if not, how do I get a good trading buddy? Well, we actually just talked about this a minute ago. We're going to say it again for the people in the back. The Topstep Discord server has over 100,000 traders in it right now. If you are looking for a trading buddy, a trading mentor, a trading coach, a trading partner, that should be your first step, or your first stop, I should say. Coach Robert, you're in Discord all the time. Tell us a little bit about what's happening in there and what how it might be able to benefit a trader like Columbus who's looking for some friendly advice.
Yep. There's 100,000 other traders, 100,000 plus other traders just like you that are in there. There are areas for talking about different strategies, different platforms. There's a generalized coaching area, which it's actually called group coaching. It just means it's a whole conglomerate where people can help each other out. There's a trading buddies channel where you may find somebody that's close to you. Someone hit me up in Discord, chat earlier today and said, "Oh, dude, I'm not too far from you, but I'm different state right now." I was like, "Oh, we could have had coffee." So you may find somebody in trading buddy. You put your city in there if you want, and then of course you have the coaches channels themselves. I have one. Coach Dakota has one. Coach Jay has one. Coach Vince has one. But Coach Paul has one. Coach Jack has one. You can jump right in there. Find a coach that works for you and works with your personality and works with your style. Everybody's here to help you out. So if there's a trading buddy, you have mentors, and you have a group dynamic, and it should get you where you want to go. JD, we are just about out of time, but I do want to demonstrate that one on line 51 for Rachel. I have seen that question before because we have it right on the screen. And yeah, just to summarize it, Rachel is asking about the lockout. Can you lock yourself out when you have a trade on, or do you have to wait? I think it's important to demonstrate. So I am looking at the manual lockout at the top of the screen on TopstepX. Here's the deal. When I click on it, it says you will be locked out from this account. Once locked out, any open positions and working orders will be flattened or canceled. So, Rachel, that is your answer. I just wanted to make sure we demonstrated that. It's a really nice feature. Traders use it all the time. They love it. So the answer is, if you're in the middle of a trade and you lock out, yes, it will close you. It will cancel the positions. It'll get rid of any working orders, and it will stop any copy trades that are being followed. So I thought, JD, that was important to get that one out. So thanks for allowing it through there.
You got it. Appreciate the explanation, Coach Robert. All right, folks, that's all the time we got for group coaching today. Thank you again for your questions, and thank you, Coach Robert, for being here to answer them for us. We'll be back again tomorrow with some more group coaching. Stick around. Back to the Futures is next. Coach Hoop is here again, head coach of the Pit Raiders, and we have one of his proteges here. Number 197. Oh, formerly 197 on the big board. Kier is here. He was number 197 earlier this week. Took a couple hits though, so he did drop a little bit. But we got Coach Hoop here. Is going to help put him back on track. Coach Hoop, Kier, Dolby, and me will be here for Back to the Futures in just a few minutes. We're going to take a short break, folks. Stick around. More tradertainment coming your way. TopstepTV. Let's go.
Why Topstep? Because traders shouldn't have to risk everything to participate in the markets. And since 2012, we've provided capital to over 10,000 futures traders just like you. From the pits in Chicago to screens in over 143 countries, we've been motivated by one simple idea. We don't care who you are or where you learn to trade. If you pass Topstep's trading evaluation, you'll be invited to trade with our capital in a fully funded account. As a Topstep funded trader, you keep 90% of profits and we take the losses. We also offer educational resources for all levels, live classes, and free group coaching from a team with over a century of professional trading experience. We're invested in your success. So what are you waiting for? Ditch the brokerage account, start learning by doing, and become a Topstep funded trader today.
Oh, welcome back, friends and traders. Good afternoon. Welcome to the VIP Lounge. We got Coach Hoop back for another round. Coach Hoop joined us yesterday for the VIP Lounge, and we have another trader from the Pit Raiders with us. Everybody give Kair a warm welcome. Kair is a Topstep funded trader. He's in a pair of XFAs. He's also in the VIP experience on the Pit Raiders, which Coach Hoop happens to be the coach of. How is everyone doing this afternoon? Oh, and there's Dolby down there. Can't forget about Dolby time.
Oh, thanks.
Stuck
in the
Quick piece of housekeeping. Just so everybody knows, the house account is still long the NASDAQ. I just got the update from Hoag, who says we have a stop in at 21,685. I hope that's correct. Oh, we're long at 685. Long one at 21,685. Stop at 21,763. So we're about
100-point banger.
What a day. Nice trade. Nice trade.
Yeah.
We caught that one during fast markets, held it all day. We'll hold it nicely above weekly kickoff high, which is 21,755 at the moment. Hovering just below the lows. Ride it out to the end of the day. What's the line now?
Got a runner.
Runners are for the auto liquidator. All right, guys, let's get into
Last time I heard that line was I was in prison.
I guess we could tell that story later. Thanks, Eddie. All right.
Yeah, no problem.
Kair.
Hi.
Kair, thanks for joining
everybody.
us. Good afternoon to you. First of all, let's start with Andre's favorite question. How did you find Topstep? How did Topstep find you? Let's hear a little bit about your trading story.
So, as you've seen everybody, I was also originally an option trader. So I was doing an option trading. Tesla was my favorite at that time. But then I meet Market Switcher, one of my friend. He's still my friend. And because of him, I started doing ES trading. He introduced me to ICT concept. So in the beginning, it was a beginning. So we are still friends, me and Market Switcher. But for ICT, I cannot say the same. I stopped doing. I didn't get everything.
Good for you. Good for you.
And then because of ES, he introduced me to Topstep also. So my first Topstep account I brought was like $132. And that was the last month of Topstep before changing to one step, one rule.
Oh, okay.
So I got that account for $132 and lost immediately in a week. So I was like, man, do I need to give 132 every time to these guys? And then Michael came one day with one step, one rule, and $49 only. So I was so happy. So okay, now I can at least lose 4 or 5 trading combines, and I will learn, I will trade, and I will get. And then originally I was so optimistic. So I was like, in 6-7 months, I will be getting so much money, and I'll do this and I'll do that. So I can become the flag bearer of the hopeful traders without technical knowledge and without any fundamental understandings. So then market keep coming and kicking me out, losing every time. But then again, MPU has decided to save me from all the troubles. So MP came in with Topstep X, and then you guys give this $4.5 account. So immediately I got like 5 accounts of them. I keep renewing them and keep failing them. But I'm only paying $4.5. So I was like affording that. Then I started passing account and then losing. So I was again in April this year. Sometime in April, I was like, bro, this is not working for me. I lost my job, and then that trading was also not profitable for me. So that was the time I was driving for Uber and trading. So I thought, let's stop trading also. Even if it is $4.5, but I'm not getting it. And that was the base time. I thought, let's give it one more shot. And along with Market Switcher, I was watching this another guy trading with Adam. Adam's, he was every day, he was posting like high of the day, possible high and low of the day, and buy above, sell below. So I was watching on NQ's level on his chart, and then I find him having his own site and mentorship program. So that changed me. That was the best thing happened to me. So I initially, for the first month, I only got his indicator, subscribe for his indicator, and then with only indicator, without any knowledge, I made payout. And I was like, bro, this is working for me. Let's do it. So then with the same payout from Adam's indicator, I subscribe his mentorship program. And bro, trust me, that 3 month changed me. Right now, I am having these 2 XFAs, and their 2 XFAs. Imagine me losing almost 35 trading combines on Topstep. If you go to my history, I lost almost 35 trading combines before being profitable. And then these 2 XFAs which I am having, yes, I am not doing that good right now because again, because I am emotional fool kind of person, so I do get emotional sometimes. So, but the main thing is because Adam converted me from NQ to MNQs, and with his strategy and indicators, even like these 2 XFAs, I am having both of them for past 5 months. I am having both of these XFAs up and running from July. And when you guys invited me, I was like, bro, I'm not getting like Dakota. I'm following Hoag, Dakota, everybody. And then I realized that I'm not that much profitable. Why this guy wants me? So I went back to Adam. And Adam, I was like, Adam, why? I don't understand why this guy has invited me. And he was like, look at your account's length. If you are not winning, but you are not losing these accounts. That might be the reason. So you guys knows better.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for sticking it out. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't be talking about it. Yeah, I personally subscribe to Adam Mancini's newsletter. Also, I read it every morning. I follow him on Twitter. I think he does great analysis on the S&P and the Nasdaq. So,
yes,
he's got a thumbs up for me. Is he a Topstep trader? Does he trade at a Topstep account? Do you know, Kayer? Has he ever talked about it?
Adam, yes, Adam trades on his live accounts also, and he is on Topstep X also.
He's on Topstep. Okay, that's good to know.
Looking it up.
Note of that.
Looking it up. Is Coach Hoop your favorite coach, Kayer, out of all the coaches you've had?
Actually, it's kind of a mixed feeling. Sorry, Coach Hoop. And like, okay, this guy in the chat room, that's not Adam, but yeah, somebody else. Coach Hoop, problem, I was so lucky to get myself in VIP. So when I got myself and Coach Hoop's timing, I am currently living in a joint family. So 5:30 to 6:30 is the time for whole family to get together and having a dinner. So many days I try to have my AirPods in my head, and while on dinner table, I try to concentrate on Coach Hoop's lessons. But then people start coming, you are doing this whole day, and at the dinner table also you are bringing your headphones. Come on, remove it. Come on, remove it. So I start looking at, do we have Coach Hoop's videos like we have other coach video? But I didn't find them. So unfortunately, my experience with Coach Hoop was on and off. Some days I can join his class, some days I cannot. But then I already had my one setup which is working for good for me. So I was like, right now I'm following that.
Very cool. Hey, Coach Hoop. So, Kayer went through a couple days of drawdown. When you get traders that come to you with these types of problems, what do you talk to them about? And we know every trader goes through a period of drawdown. What do you say to them when you're trying to pull them back out of that little slump that they're in? Oh, I think we got a fine for Coach Hoop.
No,
The
Nope.
most
There he
expensive
is.
show to
We
be
got you
on.
now.
There we go.
you got it. No, that wasn't me. But most I don't try and change what they're doing, but just kind of see if they're going through a bad spot now, what's changed from what they were doing before when they were successful. I think, for Kayer, maybe obviously going from the regular NQ to the MNQ was a big thing for him, it sounds like, because you can manage risk so much different. But I don't really, like I said, as a coach, you're always trying to mold the player or the trader, and really not trying to get too crazy about changing why they're successful, but just trying to build on, some of the areas they may be struggling, whether, as we talked about yesterday, was just guys who just don't hold trades long enough, don't let trades play out. That seems to be kind of a big one for a lot of traders. So I just really kind of more listen to them and let them, like I said, it's more of a, a group session where we kind of talk out, what's going on with them right now.
Very good.
And I didn't mean to interrupt your dinner with our time.
So, Kayer, tell us, how are you enjoying the VIP experience at Topstep right now?
Oh yes, definitely.
I know. Looking.
Mm-hmm.
I see
Okay,
that
if
you're
you
used
want
to
to see
trading
my chart
the smaller 50,000. You're mostly in the 50K
accounts,
account, so now
yes.
you're up into a bigger 100K account. Is that changing your
Yeah,
strategy in any way? Is it making
yeah,
a big
and
difference?
that is the reason. And that is the reason I am
Mhm.
having this account keep resetting 100K, because with trading with Adam, like tradingwithadam.com, Adam changed my prospects for looking at it. So I was having almost 2 or 3 MNQs only. But then when I get this 100K account, so I thought, let's scale it up. So I tried to get like more accounts, scaling it up, and then I started losing it. So I was testing this new thing that, okay, I'm getting 6 free resets. Let's try to scale it up, and then if I'm failing, I will have reset. So that's how I keep failing this. So for now I can say that no, I cannot scale up. I'm still not at that level where I can scale up. So this is
How did you
my,
try and
like,
scale up, buddy?
last month.
Yeah, that's
I
the question.
increased my contract size, Coach Hook. Yeah. Instead
Like
of
how many
getting
do you
2,
normally
3
trade?
MNQs, like I normally do trade 2 to 4 MNQs. 2 MNQs plus 1 or 2 more if it is a A+ setup.
Okay.
But then when I get this 100K account, because I need to get 6K, so I increase like 4 plus 4, 8 MNQs, or 5 plus 5 sometimes. And then some days I reach 3,500, 4,000 balance, but then I start losing, and then I lose my control. So I don't think the scaling up is still not my cup of tea.
So you think trading the 100K just like the 50K is the way to go, and just spend a little more time with
Yeah.
it?
Yes. Like say Isaac always says.
Yes. Get 150K and trade it like a 50K.
Yeah.
That's Isaac's technique.
Whatever.
Yep.
What got you there? Shouldn't really change, right?
Mhm.
Yes. So that is, and I like to do experiments. So in this past 1 month also, if you see my 5 months average, I am a good trader. But past 1 month, I am like not at all good trader. Yes, I am not losing my account, full account, but no, I originally my plan was to get at least my job salary, not like too much. If I'm driving Uber, I'll earn $3,500, $4,000. If I'm doing any job, I will get $4,000-$5,000 salary. So that I reduced my target. That okay, I want this much only. But then last 1 month is not. Uh, you know what? I think when I get the invitation, that's when my psychological, I got this very different thing, because I wanted to show something. I keep started tanking down.
We're seeing a
Oh, that's my
correlation,
bad.
huh?
I'm sorry I
Yes.
invited you, Kyer. That was my bad.
It's okay, Dalby.
Well, let's get out of this
But
slump
yes,
right now.
I do
Kayer,
have.
what are you doing in the markets today? Have you made any trades?
No, I didn't, because I was like, I came late in the market, and by the time I come, if I can share my chart, I can show you, because I was late. I didn't get into any long, and then market keeps going up and up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's take a look at your charts. Show us what you're looking at. What's your strategy? What are you using to get into a trade?
So this is my Topstep X chart, if you guys can see. So every day,
Yep.
we got these levels from Adam. So possible high of the day. This is the level, and these are the 4 importance level which I put along with Topstep's different levels. So today, when we start the day, we were already above the VWAP. But then this is my trading chart. But my decision making chart is something like this. So this is 1 minute chart, and this is one of Adam's student, DC. Thanks, DC, for this. So whenever, and the best thing is, his indicator, originally it was like hard for me to understand, but once you get the understanding of that indicators, you can nail it. So this was the moment, 8 o'clock in the morning, from which market never comes to the, because I came late, I missed this entry. So this is the algo candles going red. Black is my transition period. So this is where I know that market will turn towards green. I got the buy signal. I got this the money zone below my price level, and then market keep going up. 8:30, this CPI candle also did not break the. This is the my stop loss lower than that. So this is the strategy I always follow. But to be very
I like your
frank, I am so
consistency there.
impatient. So yes, but
That's a pretty wide
I
stop loss,
know.
right?
No, if I got long here, 450, and then stop loss is 435, 432. This is,
Oh,
but
okay.
then
Never mind.
You
okay.
trail it up.
Once we go up,
You trail it
when
with
I
it.
get long,
Yeah.
maximum stop loss is for 40 or 50, no more than that. But because I trade 2 MNQs, I can afford 50 handle stop loss, which is like. But once we go up, then yes, if the gap is larger, then this is the another stop loss which we follows. So this is another thing which shows us that which direction we are taking. This is the background. So if this is the initial volume distribution background. So if the volume distribution is green, algorithmic candle color is green, and the cloud is below, the money zone is below it, then this is the trend day. We are going up and down. And then there is a 3 mentorship averages from Adam. So this is the 1 minute average, this is the 5 minute average, and this is the 15 minute. So being a good trader, Adam is a good coder also. So he is like Coach Robert.
Yeah.
So this is his creation. So if the 15 minute, 5 minute, and 1 minute, all these three, if all these three indicate mentorship averages are going up and in a line, this is the long day and no short at all in this whole day. So even though when market came here, because we already closed 3 15-minute candles above this level, 680, which Adam already gave me in the morning. So when market came here, I was watching this. This was my entry because I already missed this long. So this was my entry, but because I already missed this entry and I was coming online, so I thought let's not do this anything. If markets, because it is the CPI day, and we already get this discussion in the morning that because of the CPI, this was the possible high of the day, 770. But then also there was a note from Adam that because of today is the CPI day, we may touch 770 and we just invalidate and keep going up.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing, best thing I like about Adam. This is the 4-hour volatility forecaster. So this is the cheap box, super cheap box, expensive and super expensive. So in the morning, this 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Now we just get the new 4-hour forecaster after 2 o'clock. So if the price again going towards 770, this might be my last entry long, trying to go towards the super expensive box, which is 900. But this will be the very hard resistance. What is that? 820 to 845.
Gotcha.
And because
So
we don't have anything on the left side, there isn't anything on the left to compare. Yeah. So there isn't anything on the left side to compare. That's why I'm just relying on the calculation of this 4-hour forecaster.
Very good. All right, so we're taking a look at the 21,770 level below. Oop, anything you're seeing in the NASDAQ? What are you trading today?
I mostly trade
I'm trading ES. ES for me
trading
today.
ES today.
Okay. So, let's see, 15 years behind the screen. A couple years back, I kind of switched to range charts. And that's what you're looking at here. It's a 4 range.
Okay.
Basically, for me, my biggest stumbling block used to be staying in a trend And obviously, I finally got, PSDD from frickin' the summer from NASDAQ. So that was kind of aha moment for me to, catch a piece of a trend, quit being a perma bear, and try and play the long side of the market. So basically for me, what you're seeing is just a 4-range chart. And basically what I'm looking for is, as long as we stay above that solid kind of blue line there, I'm staying with the trend. And then somebody was asking me this morning on fast markets, like where the target was. And I just used a measured move from, I take the, call it this thrust. And then I kind of dropped the box in. And that's why I was kind of saying 60.95 was kind of my target this morning. And we kind of, we got right there, and then we've kind of driven higher all day. So I like this kind with the range bars because I'm kind of a scalper at heart. So if I can get, 5 to 10 points, JD, I mean, that's kind of, I spent 10 years of my brain training that way. So it makes it easier for me. Like if I can get a little, like on each of these thrusts, if I have 2 or 3 on, I can kind of scale out of one and let it go. So it's just, for me. And the big thing is I don't feel so bad because Kyrie's got more colors on his charts than I do. But, the big thing for me, because I came from such a visual world in the pit, when I see this green, it says, hey, idiot, don't short. So, and that's kind of the way I have to look at it. When you're a perma bear for such a long time and always, kind of get run over. And like I said, July was kind of the last time I really got ran over. I just like the background to kind of tell me what side to be on,
Yeah,
I can still buy pullbacks in here. What'd you say?
Try inverting your chart, Sue.
Am I what?
Try inverting your charts. Turn them upside down.
No, at Ninja, it'll kick everything off, and my whole system will probably go down if I try and do that.
Yeah, probably.
Probably would. And then, like what I do, is you see on my screen, is I also have, the old school looking like a quote board to the right with some of the other markets sitting there. Because once again, when, like I think JD, you said it the other day, when if you ever see Linda Rasky talk on Floored, there's 7 screens in front of her, and she goes, I'm looking at one spot right there, the price that says up and down, and that's just kind of the world we came from. So that's why I kind of have quotes up there and, all that kind of stuff.
Well, Dobie, we have a house account open. We also have a long trade still in currently. Hoag put that trade on during fast markets this morning. House count is long from 21,685. We have a 21,673 stop working. We are
wow, 100 banger.
100 banger. That's crazy.
Away from that.
Here's
100 banger.
Where's anybody got any measured moves above here, like a target? I don't know if you guys came up with that.
I don't even know how you measure.
Well, if you're in the chat, throw it in Slack. Not the chat though, Hoag. I'll give a round number. I'll announce a round number.
Let me see.
But I don't remember them during fast markets if they ever had a
came up the target.
They were set a target. Yeah, they were just letting it ride. And we are stop up accordingly.
Diamond handsing the whole thing. I mean, we were looking at 770s a while ago, and that looks like a steal now that we're trading at 800s.
Yep.
It was just stair-stepping higher. It is still stair-stepping higher. I think 790s is probably the new stair-step. We did make a lower high, though, so maybe we get into Dorito land here. While NASDAQ
that was going to be my next question. Do you guys see any reason to get out of this trade right now? Or do we hang on to this until the bitter end? Not bitter, the glorious end, I should say.
Glorious end. I mean, I'm looking at a 3-minute. If you take on a 3-minute, if you would take off that initial thrust, I mean, the target's above 900. Yeah, crazy.
Maybe a stop below this 4-hour candlestick, which just printed. So that would be a hair below 780s.
so hard.
A
when you
little
have
too tight.
all-time high.
Yeah.
I mean, it is pretty tight, but that's like where I would consider putting it when you're already up over 100 points. But it depends what your time frame is, and if you're just going to diamond hands the whole thing, and then they're just hold it, just commit to what
Hoag
we're going
shows
to do.
Hoag shows 763 for a reason. I'm sure he has a good reason for putting a stop there.
Oh, you most certainly
Only,
does.
I mean, I kind of threw that measured move up there, and maybe 8.5 as a target. You know, I mean, when you're at all-time
Can I say
highs, it's
something?
hard, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh
Bud.
yeah, Kyer, get in here.
Please, Kyer, what's up?
So, as per this 4-hour forecaster, right now, my first target for this long of yours is 822. And if you want a stop loss, then that 770, which was the high of the possible high of the day earlier in a day, that might be your target.
Makes sense.
And
So
then
targeting
Does
822
the
on the
house
top.
account move the stop
if
up,
we
JD?
goes inside the expensive box, which is from 820 to 845, and if we stays there by the end of day in like 3 to 4, I can see the market going towards 888 at least, because we are having good CPI data and the forecast. I cannot see anything on the left side, as I said, but as per this forecaster, 888 can be happen by the close of today if we stays above this 770.
Understood.
I don't
Thank
see
you.
why not.
770 is the level to watch. Hoag, to answer your question, Hoag didn't move the stop up. I don't know how many times he's moved it, but currently our CYA is at 21,763. So about 40 points below.
I am glad that we are, holding this trade just as an example of how powerful it can be to hold a runner and keep your hands off the mouse and just let the market do its thing and work. There is not a ton of over management here. Hoag is giving this trade a lot of space, and it has been paying off. Identified the uptrend, the breakout.
Yeah,
and it's a hands-off moment. Let the market do the hard work.
Yeah.
See, we definitely
Especially in
have some
equities.
equity in this trade. 120, 118 points, 120 points on this trade right now. Nice runner.
On a one banger.
On a one banger.
Little engine that
Like
could.
that all day, every day.
Yeah. Crude making new highs.
American Girl in the chat asks, so it's a buy then? Well, when we bought this earlier this morning, I think we put the trade on right at around 9 o'clock Central Time. That sound about right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's been some time. 4.5 hours. We were bullish. We're still kind of bullish. I still don't see any reason to get out of the trade right now. We're tapping on the ceiling of new highs as we speak. Tilt's getting a little short. 66% short in the NASDAQ. 54% short in the ES. Crude oil. Dead heat. 50. 50-50. 50% long in crude. And gold. Gold's getting a little tilty. 71% long in gold. That was another trade we were talking about this morning. Everybody loved this gold long. Anybody take it?
The beast. I actually made money on the short side.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, made a little bit of money on the short. Okay, here, what's your hold time on trades? Curiosity after seeing your. Sure.
Most probably, my average hold time is half hour sometimes. But you know what? I even didn't tell anybody about this trade because it was God's will, not my any kind of ability. One day I get 500 points and NQ because I forget to close the position, and I thought I have my TP order set. So I was
Better
in
be
one
lucky than
NQ
good.
long,
That's another ism.
and when I realized it was I took that trade in the morning, and around 3 o'clock when I was looking at, oh bro, I am still in the trade, and I realized that I am 460 points plus. So I was like, okay, I put 50 handle stop loss and 500 handle. So I closed their trade at absolutely 500 handle. That never happened again, but that was a God's will.
That typically never happens, and it's always the exact opposite, where you float a trade and you just get your entire account blown to pieces.
Yep.
Kair, I am fact checking your hold time here, and you are correct.
Mhm.
You are within 15
30 minutes.
seconds. Your actual average hold time, 29 minutes and
Mhm.
46 seconds.
How about that?
So if
How
you
about
just
that?
if you rip that number off the top of your head, that is pretty impressive because you were dead
That's
on.
good.
About a 30-minute average hold time. Average loss time, 10 minutes, about 9 minutes. 9 minutes on the dot.
Yeah.
That's your average loss, average win, 30 minutes. So nice job holding on to winners and cutting those losers short.
Very good. Kair, it sounds like you go back and you study your trades. Do you journal often? And do you look at the trades you made throughout the week and sort of
Mhm.
do your best to learn from them? Is that part of your
Yes. I just
routine?
started
Going back and
recently
looking at old
journaling.
trades?
Yeah. Mhm.
hmm
I started journaling my
Very
trade
useful tool.
recently because, yeah.
What benefits are you finding from
And although
journaling?
I am
We were just
showing,
talking
I am
about this.
showing you very, and although I'm showing you the large up moves, most of the time, because as I told you that psychologically I still need more time. So most of the time I keep trailing my stop loss a little bit closer than what Adam's indicators are showing me. And yes, when I'm keep talking about the indicators are there to support my emotion and not for the trades, but still they are amazing at helping me see the probabilities of the plan I want to execute. If
That's
the
interesting.
indicators
Did you-
don't agrees with, so if the indicators are not agreeing with my plan, I know the probability is lower, so I should risk less or having a close like a tight stop loss.
So you use your indicators to help with your psychology. Is that just to help give you confidence in holding a trade?
Yes, sir.
I
So
like
when
that.
I
That's cool.
start my day, most of the time I have one like fixed bias that okay, I want to do this kind of trades today as per mentorship indicators and 4-hour forecasters and the background of volume background. So I know that today what kind of day will be today. But this
Kair, what do
whole
you
process, Dolby, is
Yeah, go
yeah.
ahead. Finish
I'm
your thought.
learning
I got
all
more
these things.
questions.
So most of the time I do mistakes, and that's how I'm not doing well in last 1 month.
Yeah, I have your trading card pulled up. Your one of your Express
Mhm.
funded accounts. You've been in this account for 74 days, which is a very long time. You've taken a couple
Mhm.
small four-figure payouts out of it. What is your goal for 2025? Is it more of the same, or are you looking to challenge
Oh,
yourself
absolutely.
even more? And what does that look
Yes,
like
I'm
to you?
challenging myself more. No, I'm challenging myself more. By the end
How?
of next year, I want 50K payout. So right now, if I'm telling you that 50K, no, not 50K. I want from January, I want at least 5K a month. That's what my salary must be. Doing this
Mm,
thing, giving my time into this thing, the hours I'm putting into it, I'm not looking to be like, yes, I one day I want to be Coach Dakota. 300K, yes, that is my target. I am having Coach Dakota's picture, on my
Mhm.
desktop, so he is my target. But for now my target is salary, 4 to 5 thousand a month, and I'm good. If I'm getting there by next year end, by next December, then yes, in 2026 I will increase it.
that's nice.
Excellent goal.
And is that
Excellent goal
yeah?
to
Does that
set.
involve increasing your trading size? Are you going to trade more micros? Are you going to try to get into e-minis?
No, my trading size, I am kind of in this past 1 month, MP who always came and saved me, this 1 month MP has give me some trouble. So let me tell you, what my original plan was, having 5 XFAs and targeting 2 to 300 a day, and do the copy trading, and then if I'm losing or winning, 5K a month is possible. But now, okay, I am also getting used to this idea of yours that live funded and not to trade. Copy trading is not like going to stay for all the time. So now I'm reworking on that prospect.
That's right.
And yes,
We
I
all
keep
came
Right.
from
trying
that
to get
world of
5
trading one
XFAs.
account. So, yeah. I mean, if
Yes,
you can
sir.
get
That's
good
Yes,
at
sir.
very
trading
true.
and getting good at one account, is the ultimate goal for any trader. It is.
Yep.
Yes.
If you can't trade one account, you can't trade 10 accounts. As simple
Straight
as
up,
that.
JD.
So I keep trying getting 5 XFAs, which never happened. But my goal was for these 2 XFAs never to lose them. And so far till today, I'm succeeding in that.
That's great. How long have you been trading, Kayer?
1.5 year in
Oh, that's great,
futures.
man.
On
you're
options, yes,
fresh.
4-5 years.
Oh, okay.
So I
A little
just
bit
joined
longer.
last June. So that's when I got my first TopStep account. That was my first one. And I never look
Dude.
back to any other prop firms. I tried it, but I failed miserably everywhere. This is the only place I survived.
That's awesome.
You're remarkably
And
consistent.
as I
I'm going
said,
through your trade
you can
report.
put
It's really good.
yeah. And as I'm having Coach Dakota's picture on my desk, you can have so many people in this chat have my picture and for reminding what not to do. I keep watching. See,
That's
Hoag
trading.
just logged in. So I keep watching Hoag's market profile and all these things. Coach Dakota's 3-bar reversal. Then I'm doing trading on my chart and my setup with trading with Adam. But overall, I keep doing experimenting. Even Adam also scolded me so many times that, bro, why do you need to modify something which is perfectly working for you? And I was like, I learned something new. I learned market profile from Hoag and Coach Dakota's 3-bar reversal. Let me try and apply and all them. But sometimes I do like wrong location. Trade location is also very important.
Traders
Timing,
always
location,
need to
yeah.
adapt. You always need to adapt as a trader, man. So,
Yeah, it's good to
the
learn new
bonds are
things.
near the lows.
Everything works until it doesn't in this business. That's just a hard fact of life. So,
Especially
yeah,
as you get into
good to be able
rollover, right?
Nothing makes sense during rollover.
No. Nope.
Just pain.
Nope. Yep.
Seeing a little touch of liquidity coming into equities
Yep.
here.
Bonds are pulling back too. They're near the lows.
Okay.
Next week will be interesting to see what goes on there.
Nice little 3-minute double top on the NASDAQ.
Yeah. It's still got to be a pullback to buy. I ain't getting suckered to getting a short here. Been there too many times.
I mean, if I had a live account, I could easily call the tops and NQ by going long. I mean, that's like a superpower of mine.
And then add in on the way down, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%. That's the problem. If you only trade the second session, you get kind of a different market stakes. If it's gone up a couple hundred points, you're like, well, are we doing a couple hundred more, or are we going to retrace? It kind of depends on when you trade and what kind of market you can expect, kind of price action. Kayer, when's your favorite time to trade? Do you have a preference on what session you like?
Morning, 10 to 12.
And that's it? Do you have a 2-hour hard cap, or can you pull like an 8-hour trading session?
So I have this rule of not to trade after 12:30. But if you see, I do trade after 12:30, around 2 p.m. also. So there isn't any rule which I follow like 100%. That's why I told you that I am the flag bearer of people not to do what not to do.
Dolby, that's the
I love
crude
that.
trader in you too.
What? Which part?
Just the when you trade a market for a long time, how your brain gets trained to. So, like, go back to my chart. I pulled something else in there. See if that comes in there. Okay. So, Dolby, we've been trading together a long time. So, from going from 15-minute to 30-minute on crude to tick charts to whatever. When I look at how a range chart keeps me on the right side and not getting stopped out, ticked out. I mean, you know how crude is just ruthless. Every time you put a 20 or 25 tick wide stop, it goes after you. It's helped me. I still hate crude right now because it just ranges like no other. But on a day like today, the range start here is kind of, we're moving sideways. The number kind of came out. That's when I think Jared was talking about taking a short. We popped and we bounced off that, kind of that mid area, and it's been to the moon since. So this would have normally, if I pull up,
Crude taught me to range
754
trade.
tick chart. You remember that one? Yeah, for sure it did. Yeah, but it's just, I don't know, range chart, especially with crude versus time. It's just cleaned it up where it's not so sloppy and wicky and just, I used to just get, especially recent crude, just get stopped out left and right.
I haven't traded crude
just
in a very
because
long
it
time,
doesn't
actually.
trade like. Yeah. Remember when you used to have $4 ranges was the norm?
Oh, man, those
Deanna
were the
was talking
days, Hoop. Those were the
Right?
days.
Yeah.
If anyone is an OG at Topstep, you know that crude oil was NASDAQ to everybody now. Like 95%
I
of
remember
traders
hearing
were
that.
trading crude oil.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't even close.
Everybody.
Traded crude oil. But
Yep.
the ranges were huge.
Mhm.
The volatility was awesome. It was like shooting up to a 150, then coming back down again. There was just like months of awesome crude trading. It was the hottest market. And no one cared
A lot
about
of people
NASDAQ.
traded the FX
Not
to
one.
the euro. A lot of people
Yep.
traded the euro back then too because it moved. Yeah.
Yep.
And
was
that's
fun.
all
It was a fun
traders
time.
want is, all traders want is price movement, right? Look at micro Bitcoin. What's the ATR in that thing?
Big.
You trade that a lot,
Big,
Kara?
big.
You look at that one yet? Micro Bitcoin?
I haven't traded that one.
ATR in
yet.
a daily is 4,780. This is the ATR in a daily.
There's your volatility.
Yeah, there's your rate.
What's the liquidity like? Does it do any volume?
Yeah. No, the micro contract isn't crazy in terms of risk, but it actually, JD, it reminds me of your dad's old pit, the lumber. Sometimes it just
Lumber?
trades
Yeah.
and handles. Yeah, it just, it does. That's what it looks like, but it's getting, I think,
It just
more and
time
more
warps
play
to a
from
different
people.
price.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That used to be crazy with lumber. I used to get a kick out of that. What handle? And they'd be yelling. They'd be trading like 6 handles in a span of like 8 minutes. It's just like, I don't know how. The bellies were right next to that pit for a long time, and one of Hoag's and my friends from back then, John Fisher. I'd look at his card and I go, "How do you know where you're trading?" It's like there's just handles everywhere. That's a nutty pit. It was crazy.
Hey, Hoop, let's trade some butter. Let's do butter.
There we go.
Any more trading
That
in
or
butter?
eggs. Right. Anywhere closed.
Butter.
Right? Isn't it
Closed.
Right. Closed. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we got to move on to the afternoon recap. I see Hoag in the back. He's ready to go. Coach Hoop, Kair, thanks for joining us. Dolby, always a pleasure to see you. I'll catch you in a little bit. Hoag's going to come on right now. He's going to do his recap. Just in case it's your first time joining, Hoag's going to come in and talk about what happened earlier today, what's been happening this afternoon. We actually have a trade on in the house account that Hoag is currently managing. We're going to talk a little bit about that and how he's seeing the markets going into the close. Stick around. We got Coach Dakota is going to be here for Power Hour too. He's going to be joined by Hoag, Dolby, and Andre. So we're going to keep managing this house account trade and see how much we could squeeze out of the NASDAQ today. All right, guys, we're going to take a short break. Thanks again for joining us. Thank you to everybody in the chat, all you viewers and listeners at home. Appreciate you all. We're going to move on. Hoag's coming on with the afternoon recap in just a minute.
Why did you ping me to talk about the markets? And then after that, why did you listen to Dre's advice?
I don't need my money just sitting in a savings account. The interest is low. So it's like I get $20, I think it's a month, every few months on interest in it. And I kind of want my money to start working for me while I'm in college because I don't really have that income that I'm making anymore. I wanted to do something with it. And I thought the stocks would be a good idea because that's what you do. And I know I'd have a lot of good people I can look up to and talk to about it. So I thought it'd be a good idea.
So the natural path for a trader is to start in stocks. And he thinks we're in stocks, but we're not in stocks. But we are trading equities of a futures contract. He's now in spiders. He's now in trip Qs. He can actually do this if he wants to be an active trader. Those that are here that are trading stocks, those here that are probably are in the future space, probably started with stocks. I want you guys to be like, hey, you're a trader, you're an investor. You got to know the difference because one of them has a different time frame than the other.
Many times the fear is not just a fear of losing, but a fear of feeling like a loser, that we're fearing failure. And so we need to rehearse the mindset that losses are part of the game. There's inherent uncertainty in financial markets, and that our evaluation of ourselves is based on our learning and our growth and our development, not by our absolute P&L at any moment. So again, it's back to the cognitive approach, changing our thinking about success and failure, because if we can learn from quote unquote failure, then it's not so much of a threat.
All right, welcome to the afternoon recap. John Hoagland with you. Thanks for joining me. A bit of a hot take maybe to start the recap this afternoon. A lot of folks have been saying, how far can the NASDAQ go? How much can it keep going on? I did put in the chat a little while ago, markets can remain irrational longer than we can remain solvent. The question in the hot take is, do we fish or cut bait? Was looking for the market to take out the previous high, which it just missed by a couple of ticks before moving the trailing stop up, maybe down around 775, but it just missed it. So we're still holding our stop, giving this trade a lot of space. I mean, even if it does come down and hit that stop, it's a really good trade. We're up over 106 points on this trailer right now. And so, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I got a couple of cut baits here. We do have a bit of a double top there, but it's also not a very strong excess high. I always look for auction processes to end in excess. Maybe there'll be another opportunity for us to see a new high here today. The S&Ps have been unable to put up a new high, a new all-time high. Let's take a look at that. So this is an all-time high that occurred in the regular trading hour session. It's probably a little bit of a stronger all-time high than the all-time high we took out in the NASDAQ, which was put in during the extended trading hour session. A nice move to the upside, very few pullbacks, very little, movement back to the downside here, unless that's something that can happen later. My thought is, if we can't continue to push higher during power hour, which should be hopefully a lot of fun as long as we can keep this trade on and see what other trades we can take. If we can't continue to push higher, there may be some profit taking after a move like we had today. So the profit taking is the one thing that kind of has me thinking about maybe cutting bait on this trade. But we had a plan for this trade. This was our runner. We're going to let it run, and we'll see what happens. S&Ps again. The rejection of previous value from yesterday, pushing us to the upside. Unable to take out the all-time high. The S&P has been presenting as a little bit weaker than the NASDAQ. Look at crude oil. Crude oil marching to the upside. And again, another kind of situation similar to what we're seeing in the equities. The market opened above value, actually opened with a gap, traded to almost close the gap, rejecting the range from yesterday, rejecting value from yesterday, putting in a failed downside auction, and the market has really been pushing to the upside ever since. It was a very small initial balance. And if you remember, a very small initial balance takes less energy to extend above it. We're really seeing some continuation in this move, even after the regular trading hour session close. Last week's high in its sights, $70.51. Let's see if it can get there. To me, for all intents and purposes, it's already tested to last week's high. We'll see how that plays out again for the rest of the day. And my lovely gold has just been just a wonderful trade. Don't really know what else to say about it. It's pretty much reached the first target that I would be looking at would have been this swing high here, 72.4820. We're holding now above that. Take a look at let's go with the 30-minute chart on this. Again, opening, rejecting range and value from yesterday. Let's just call value high 27.1960. 27.1960, the low of the session. Regular trading hour is the initial balance low is 27.1910. 27.1910. Just a touch of the high of value and rejection. Continuation to the upside. And man, this is what gold does. You get the big move early in the session, and then it sits there. If you're the wrong way on that move, forget about making your money back. Even yesterday, big move up, and then consolidation. Again today, big move up, and then consolidation. What kind of volume we got in there today? Look at the volume. Continuation, higher pricing, higher volume. If we added more open interest, this move to the upside is probably not over. So I think this is pretty much the only house account trades we've taken today. We're still in it, seeing the market turn back to the upside now. This is going to be a fun power hour again with Coach Dakota. Always good to have Coach Dakota with us. Dolby, Andre, and myself. Real trade going on right now. Let's look forward to having a good and profitable power hour. Hope you enjoyed this recap. Be cool, man. Stay calm, cool, and centered. This is Topstep TV in Andre's honor. Let's go.
All right, let's get right into it. We got Dakota in the house, Dolby Time in the house, Hoag as well. This is Power Hour Topstep TV. Let's get right into it. Hoag, house account is long from what price again?
21.65 and a half.
Why is that funny, Dakota?
It's just, that's how you trade. That's how it should be. Buy the dip, buy the freaking dip and hold it. Like that's in this type of a market environment. Are we going to call the risk management team and see if we can hold this one overnight?
Ooh, tried that before. We have indeed, and they say no. But anything's possible, but yes. All right, so let's get right. Last trade in the NASDAQ, 21,804. Again, all-time highs, 21,811. S&Ps, last trade, 60.97. High of the day, 61.02. Dakota, what are your thoughts about the markets and everything going on today?
What made you guys buy down there? I missed it. I might have to just rewatch Topstep TV in the morning.
Jay and Jared.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay. So Coach Jay and Jared got you guys in this trade, and I'm assuming you were in, what, 2-3 of them? You closed profit for a couple, and then you just held a runner.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Man, I don't have to say that. If only we had a runner. I mean,
if only we. That's right.
What do we do now in Power Hour? Do we just watch this market? Because this is a market where, I mean, it's already
there.
Moved.
It is.
There's nothing really to do right now. Just watch it hit all-time highs. It's very hard to trade all-time highs. There's no, price to the left. There's no references other than just buying these little, 10, 15 point pullbacks. And here we are sitting at all-time highs. Looks like we're going to have air horns in the middle of already. Here we go.
So we
can do it again.
Let it put in the new high and then pull the stop up to 775.
Not yet.
Okay. Not yet.
S&Ps have about 15 points to go for all-time highs there. Oh, Nick for a tick in the chat. Someone say air horn. What's up?
Just give me air horn for Nick. Yeah.
Not as loud though. Nick Vertick has a newborn that you can't have as loud of air horns.
That's for his new high in children.
Nice indeed. Hey, really quick, upper left-hand corner of the screen, hashtag Power Hour. You guys know the drill by now. For those that are new, welcome aboard. Just up at Topstep TV. Share some cool things that you'd like for us to turn around to our traders and audience here on Topstep TV. Again, hashtag Power Hour at Topstep TV. Dolby, you were going to say.
Dakota,
Kelso says,
Nikkei. It is.
I have a love-hate relationship with the Nikkei Dolby.
Rallying hard.
Oh man, I know. I missed such a beautiful opportunity on the Nikkei last night. It's just straight up. I was in a short position last night. I made some money off that, and from that point, we're up 2 1/3%. So huge move overnight. But same with the Nasdaq though, too. Same with the Nasdaq. Nasdaq's up 1 3/4 plus.
Yes, it is up 2%. Takes us to 21,831. Shout out Coach Jay on that one. 831. Take us to up 2% on the day in the NASDAQ.
Here's a question for us. Let's add to this position when we can. Practice what you all preach. So
great.
I would love to add to a position, but I think the time for adding is over, where you get into position, you close out some for take profit, and then you wait for a pullback and add to it. We're already up 106 points, 100 plus points, and we're now in the last hour of the day. Unless we get some type of a pullback, like you could imagine, right? With a little bit of hindsight, it's just any pullback you could add 1 or 2 contracts. But now it's more about just position management and trailing it. The time to add is basically over.
I would agree with that.
Well, we'll just wait and hang out. Yeah. What do you guys want to talk about?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah. Hey, by the way, make sure you guys check out Rips this afternoon, this evening. We'll be posting that link. But yes, going against Phil Ivey later on. What's up?
Oh,
Dakota?
Phil's going to be there tonight, huh? I seen
yeah.
he was down 150,000, and then he came back to break even and just called it a day.
Seems like a normal day.
Here's the thing: poker is just like trading. In almost every aspect. I know Rips wakes up really, really early. He trades in the morning. He runs the stream. He was on with us on TopstepTV for fast markets, and then he had just throughout the day, and then he, and in his evening when he should be going to sleep, he has 100K on the table, playing for what is like over an annual salary for a lot of us, 150K. I think there's I don't know exactly how much was on the table, but I'm sure that a few points there was about a $200,000 pot. But just like trading, the mental side of poker, the mental side of trading is such a huge aspect where you don't have to trade. And I think Rips was on that same spot. We'll have to ask him the next time we get a chance. But when you're tired, when you're exhausted, when you're sick, you could just walk away from the table. And it's the same with trading. If you're tired, if you don't feel like placing a trade, walk away from the computer monitor. Do not place a trade. If you don't like what you see, you don't have to trade. You could be patient, you could wait, and you could move on to the next.
Yep. Know your outs, capital management. Yes, make sure. Someone's asking what time. It's 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern time, I believe, is when the stream starts. Yes, make sure we do a Top Step takeover. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were all there. All of us.
Awesome. Yep.
I know.
That's the thing of beauty.
In the chat.
I said it yesterday. I said there's some things that's just more important to life, and to see us, rally behind and support members is something you don't really get to see, opposed to other places elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Rips is finally in the title. Good. That's fighting for that one.
Right. All right, guys. Okay, Dakota, you're talking about perhaps adding any particular price level or price point where you might want to get long.
Andre, I think the time for adding is over. We just kind of watch and manage this position. I'm going to take a guess, Hoag, on how you've been managing this. And I'm guessing if we break a new all-time high, you'll move the CYA to like 778, 779.
Exactly. Yep.
Man, it really it's we trade with each other so often. You can almost tell exactly what that other person's doing. Is that kind of how it was in the pits? You knew what another person was going to do and how they're going to react.
Certain people, you were always watching because they were just such good traders. Most of them, you didn't really pay attention to. But it's not like you're sitting, talking with just a couple of people and the market's moving around and the market's all around you there. So there were a couple of people you always wanted to keep an eye on because they were so good. And you could kind of mirror them if you wanted to. You never did it as well, but you could try.
That would be nerve-wracking, Ho. Like, what if you copy trade somebody on the floor, but you get in with their trade, but then you lose eyesight of them and they just disappear off the floor? That ever happened before? You just lose your source?
That happened to a lot of people because, when the business is really busy, you don't have to actually know how to trade. You just work the bid, work the offer. You get hit on both sides 200 times a day. You're making 200 ticks. Right. When things slow down, the people that didn't know how to trade were the first ones that were escorted out the door.
And there we go. There we go.
You're going to get it.
Eddie hit it.
812?
Yep.
Almost there.
Pew, pew,
pew,
pew.
There it is. There it is.
There we go.
Pew, pew, pew,
New
pew.
all-time highs. New all-time highs. You go.
And skip on doing new ones. Can I get a 50? Should have just bought 50. Should have just bought 50. Wow.
You need to push higher here. New all-time highs in the NASDAQ, 21,813 and a half. Where will this go?
Up to 75 and a quarter.
Right.
We still have some big news tomorrow, right? We have, is it PPI coming out tomorrow?
PPI.
EPI. It was CPI.
Do you think it could push this market even further? Are we going to see 22,000 tomorrow?
Sure, why not?
Stan-
What is
Stanley
200
likes-
points to Nasdaq? Seriously,
Exactly.
it's a sneeze at this point.
Or we could see it
22,000,
today.
that's not even
I mean,
Sure.
it's power hour.
I stop now. Exactly.
Don't stop now.
Do not stop now. You see the countdown clock in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Got 44 minutes left in power hour. MOC coming out in about 34 minutes. See if maybe the S&Ps want to make new all-time highs today. Again, new all-time highs would be 61.11, 6111, I believe, in the S&Ps all-time highs.
Nope, there's 50s.
Dakota,
3/4.
do you see an opportunity to shorten this stop up to even higher to around 786?
Yeah, I'd say
That's a 100-point
787.
It's a 100-point banger, Hoag.
That's it. It's a 100-point banger. We're going to do that.
And typically the way I like to do it, Hoag, is the closer we get to the close, the tighter it gets.
The tighter it gets.
I like that.
Yes. Yep. Locking in profits faster. Is that true? Is Donald Trump going to be ringing the New York Stock Exchange bell?
He is.
That's the word.
He is.
We're trying to get Tuckman to take a picture
I
with him.
texted him, Dre. He said, fat chance.
Yeah, I figured that. But if we could have pulled that off, then all right, more all-time highs. Here we go. Nasdaq 20,817. Site for this. Let's see if the S&Ps want to get on the rally train. Also, Dow selling off. Look at crude. Crude continue to drift higher. $70.50 on the crude.
Now do we short?
What's gold doing?
Dolby time.
No way. No way.
Now do we short?
No shorting this thing. Someone else can do that.
Good to see Dakota's got the
The
ball up
market can
behind him.
remain irrational longer than we can remain solvent.
Look at this thing go.
Dakota,
S&Ps.
are you excited for these alleged new XFA accounts that will be 90-10 splits, but 90% goes to a charity for on-air talent?
Oh, okay. Give me an update on that one, Dobie. I'm excited for that. Really?
Yeah, it was proposed by Michael. I think it's still in the works a little bit, but the concept is that the on-air talent will be given an XFA account, and then 90% of the profits will go to that person's choosing, and then the other 10% would be retained for the trader. I think it's a pretty cool idea.
Choosing of charities.
Choosing of charities, yeah. So like Dakota, you could
Right.
have your own charity, Hoag would have his own charity. So each trader would get their own charity that they would be trading for, assuming that they can take payouts. I think the idea is that it might be a little bit easier for on-air talent to maybe not always be trading live accounts or their personal. It takes a little bit of heat off of them. And then, also you have the good cause, right? Trading for a cause. I think that's also pretty cool.
I know I had was having a conversation earlier about trading for charity where like I trade my live account and then that basically the same concept, but yeah, live account is real money. XFAs is also a great option. I'm fine with both. I was actually
Might
going
be
to
either.
do something like
It might
that
be
and
live or
suggest
XFA.
Yeah, I'm like, any profits that I make in my live account, I'll match it in my personal and donate. I actually donated to a charity last week. I don't know if we can consider that a charity, but that whole debacle with FTT, they opened up a GoFundMe and to go after them, and I seen that it was like their goal was like 30,000, and when I seen it, it was like at 6,000. I'm like, okay, I donated $100, and if it didn't match the goal, I'd cover the rest. And it was great to see the community rally behind it and match what that was or get it up. But I like that. I really do. Whether it's XFA or live accounts, I mean, maybe we just go. I just go put up my own charity, and I could trade for like Dakota's charity. Poker.
Dakota's charity.
Charity poker.
All right, guys. Well, we'll keep an eye on this house account trade. Continue to drift higher here. But before we do that, I'll throw it to my main man, Eddie. Eddie, Hit him
What's
with
up,
those
Andre?
jabs. Hit him with those jabs today, man.
Jab, jab, jab. We got a lot of new names here I've seen in our community. Wondering what jab, jab, jab is. Well, it's a term that Mr. Patak sort of brought to the table, and it's a term inspired by a boxing metaphor for consistently delivering strategic, small punches to set up for that larger, more impactful move, and that's what it is here. Also, we also want to make sure that in these jab, jab, jabs, we're including traders that have payouts. Okay, the traders that are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel a little bit better. Traders that are sort of confessing of what they did wrong, knowing what they need to do right. So this is a positive thing here we do each and every day. We try to. So let's take a look and see who's cooking today. Here we go. In this corner, in the Topstep, logging in the Topstep every weekday, the trader who does the work strives to be successful and keeps jabbing when the opportunity calls. This can be you. In the other corner, wearing a t-shirt that says short on cash, long on regret, never using a game plan, never using a stop like a damn fool, author of the book Order Flow and My Emotional Overload. Let's give it up for Rico, the Tico Conseco. Let's take a look and see who are making those jabs that count. Well, today, real early, day trading is real past one of my 50K combines live. Very nice to see that. That was very early today. Mike Woosley just funded the 50K by $3. And that last 100 is hard. Now, there is something that is so true to life. If you are in a combine, if you are getting close to passing that combine, slow things down a little bit, all right? Don't rush. Don't call the blitz to get to passing that combine. Because this is where the majority of our traders, and myself included, have failed and dug a hole that we didn't want to dig. So be careful as you're approaching that, getting ready to pass it, slow things down. You might even want to do the micros on this, just to make sure that if you do have a bad trade, you're not going too far backwards. Anthony 14, I think I just passed my combine. First ever with Topstep. Well, Anthony 14, if you're here, let us know about that. I put you up here because you know what? I'd love to see that the first ever combine being passed. Good job, Anthony. NV1. This is by far the best service ever using a prop firm. Now I've been in a trade in the green, rebuilding my XFA up 10,500 on the 50K XFA, 1,700 on the combines. Thank you, Topstep. Way to go, NV1. And Topstep is spelled together, no gaps, capital T, and small rest of the letters. Gigi Monaco. Sounds like a race car driver. In the Formula One car, sponsored by Sunco, Gigi Monaco. Man, I tilted today. All right. Lucky I saved my account by locking me out at my daily loss. All right. See, that's what I'm talking about. People not having the best of days, but coming on here and sharing that, knowing that they're putting it on the table, they will be doing better. You do better there, GG. Stephen W. bagged 3,500 on 2 XFAs this morning. Locked out. It's the best feature for me. So many people are using that lockout and seeing it as a very successful save my ass option. Arborist Ribbit passed 5 50K combines. Good job. That was this morning. I just wanted to tell you all thank you so much. You're an inspiration to me. I will be very respectful for this opportunity. Arborist, you earned it, man. You earned it. Passing 5 50Ks. Good job. And also posting our good friend Coach Hoop. Are you out there, Coach Hoop? Joining my VIP team, 150K combine pass this morning, being long ES and NQ. That is hard for me to say, being a former perma bear. Way to go, Coach Hoops. AB, our good friend here, bell to bell just about every day. Wanted to say thank you to Topstep for this opportunity. I'm about to be approved for my 3rd payout. First one was 1,200. That was over 6 months ago. Second was 1,300. That was 6 days ago. And the third one, 2,700 today. Way to go, AB. I'm coming over to your house and we're going to eat well. And last but not least, Young Chi. Just past 2 combines, ready to start getting the Topstep Express account. Well done, folks. That has been Jab, Jab, Jab. And I want to say, keep it up. And hey, if you got a good day, bad day, anything, payout, post it in chat. Hopefully I'll see it and you'll be mentioned in Jab, Jab, Jab. I'm going to pass this back to our good friend Andre. Andre, back to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Eddie. Great to see those wins. Yeah.
I got my charity lined up, Andre.
Ooh, tell us. Do tell.
Ooh, nice.
Charity near and dear to my heart. BACA, Bikers Against Child Abuse.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yes.
Very nice.
I
Hey,
have
real quick.
family members that are really, really close to that. So regardless of what happens, I'm super excited.
What about
Awesome.
short 50 right here, right now? Tight stop, 5 points. A little heavy. Just saying. Might have to get a
Sure.
little
Hey, real quick. Hoag, get a Delta update at 2:26 Central Time.
NASDAQ positive 5,500. S&P's positive 10,000.
Okay.
No squeezies. Congruent.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're starting to see. I guess we're just going to drift higher here. S&Ps don't seem like they want to continue the party. Again, high of the day in the S&P.
S&Ps have been a
61.
stickler, haven't they?
Yeah. What's up, man? Come on, S&Ps.
Always got to kick them in the ass.
Hey, Hoag, I remember this on the open. Hoag said opening range or dead ass low. Look at this, man. Look at this.
Yep. This is what sometimes happens.
This is the one.
Fire control from the open.
Got Adobe earnings, not Dolby, but Adobe earnings after the bell today. I know. Bottom of the hour coming up. Where do we add, Dakota? Where do we add?
Anywhere, anytime. I mean, is there a right place if we just keep hitting all-time high? Right?
All-time highs, yeah.
Anything lower from this point on was valid.
Part of me does feel if I market buy one right now, I'm within 10 points of the highs. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
You can throw one on.
It's
I mean,
a gift we all have, actually. By the time we buy we buy the high.
I hate when that happens. It's like you sit on your hands for like 15 minutes, watch a trend forever, and then you finally get in, and then it's like you call the bottom.
I know.
Every
Being
time.
patient.
Yeah.
Waiting. I know. Again, a week from today, we got the FOMC meeting. Looking at the Fed watch
I'm
tool.
long
95.
I'm long one in a demo account. I'm going to see if that holds true.
Yeah.
We'll see if I could buy the top.
What price did you get, Dakota?
I got
Does it matter
817.
in a demo account?
817.
817 and a half.
Love it.
See if I could get 10 points off of it.
Rip here. Nothing on the tilt. Some big size on the NQ ladder today. 100 lots up and down the ladder. 200 lots up and down the ladder. The NQ. Thinned out a little bit, but definitely more than usual. Take a look at the ES ladder. 200 up. All the size coming back in. Good to see.
Don't even say the name.
Jerome?
I'm not saying anything.
No, don't say the name.
Hey, that was fun yesterday. That was really fun.
So there's a question on, does positive delta imply that sellers need to come in or buyers need to come in to cover their positions? When delta is congruent with direction, first off, delta is the number of contracts that trade on the offer, which is positive delta, buy market orders, minus the number of contracts that trade on the bid, which are sell market orders, which is negative delta. So right now, we've been rallying all day. S&P delta is positive 11,000. that's congruent with direction. So it doesn't really tell us much. If we were at the highs here and we had negative delta, that would say that there were probably some shorter time frame shorts that we're probably going to need to cover at the end of the day, and we might see a nice push to the upside. Doesn't mean we still can't. So what that's telling us when we're delta congruent is it's not really telling us much. It's saying that the stronger buyers are moving price higher, which is what they should do. It's when there's a divergence in that, when the delta is negative at the highs, then you might have a situation where you've got some shorts that are getting squeezed and they may turn buyer near the end of the day. Hope that helps.
Yes. Makes sense to me. So I bought the high.
Uh-oh. Someone said the magic word.
I see it. I know. I see it in the chat. See it in the chat. Create a monster.
That's what you mean, Dobie, right? Where you decide to just buy one, and
literally,
you paid high.
This is
Right
exactly it. It's like the market somehow knows. Like one random person somewhere committed some personal faux pas of just YOLOing into a long at the highs, and then market's like, well, got to punish this person. Time to sell off. But you are still in this trade, though. You're still alive. You're fine.
Yeah, there's always a chance.
Bitcoin's
So we're
cruising.
still in-
Also, really nice daily range in the Bitcoin. Might be breaking out
Bitcoin
here.
grew straight up too, huh? Bitcoin straight up.
At least today. I mean, if you go to the daily, it's been between like 95,000 and say 102,000 for I don't know, a couple days, like maybe all of December.
Okay.
So it has been fairly
Yeah,
range bound. It's a
the
7,000
spot
point range, but
Yeah, the spot's above 101, 101,000. That's nice to see.
What's futures trading? MBT.
ooh, can we get long actually?
Futures is what?
Tens?
A few thousand above spot?
Yeah, 102,000 high of the day. Yeah, 102,000.
Hmm.
There we go.
So are we going to follow the Dakota rule of no positions into MOCs with this position?
Oh, come on, Hoag.
I would be okay.
With 100 points.
So just like the regulations, Hoag. Just like the regulations, for every rule, there's
an exception.
An exception, and this would be an exception. This will be an exception where you are in a position. That's the reality that we live in, right? You with every rule, there's always an exception. This would be one of them for the house account, where you're up 106 points. You have trailed it, and if you're not holding it into, like, say, overnight, right? Number one, for me, if I'm ever in a trade like this, Hoag, most likely I'll hold this throughout the rest of the week. But since we do have to have all positions closed by, was it 3:10 p.m. Central, I would be okay doing exactly what we've planned, and that's tightening up the stop loss the closer it gets, and then we can either just let the market take us out, or yeah, I mean, that's basically it, right? As long as we have a really, really tight stop going into MOC, not risking much, that's completely different than, like, say we opened up a new trade in the past 1 hour, and we are kind of just hoping that MOC is good in our favor in order to win a position or have a positive trade. So that'd be two different. Like for the trade that I have on, where this is just a dummy account, where I'm like, yeah, let's see if I could pick the top.
Right.
And I bought at 817. Holding this position into MOC is something that is against my rule, where that doesn't make sense, because my trade is based off of technicals, and in order for me to be profitable, if I'm betting on MOC, or if I'm wanting MOC to carry my trade into profit, then it's completely invalid. That's going to be different than the trade I opened up at like this morning, and I'm already in an amazing position, and I'm okay with tightening up the stop and then letting the market take me out, because you're already in winning position. You've already taken profit, and then everything else is just, what do you call it, just icing on the cake. It's just let it run.
It's almost like a swing trade, Dakota. Like if you're going to hold a trade for a week, you wouldn't get flat for every news release, right?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, so there's so many exceptions and there's so many rules that you could add to trading. So for me, with a live account, I have no problem with calling the risk team or Mick and say, hey, I want to hold this trade for the over the next 2 days. But if there's like an FOMC, I'm going to close it before FOMC. If there's like a PPI or a CPI, I'm going to close it before that because I could always reopen it after or get a better price if the market goes against me or just something like that. If it's a nice calm week where there's no major news events that's expected, then sure, of course I'd be okay with holding a trade for throughout that time. But if there's FOMC or CPI or some crazy news that can move the market very volatile, I'm definitely going to be flat prior to that.
So we're keeping it on through MOC or put the stop up at
yeah, I'd say just the house account trade, just keep it on, and we could just tighten the stop up the closer it gets.
we're at where's it at right now, Hoag? 86, 87?
I think it's at 80.
Oh,
I think
Hoag,
it's
Hoag,
at
Hoag,
80.
Oh
87.
man.
Oh man, oh man.
87.
What charity are you donating that to, Hoag?
Exactly.
I think I owe about $100.
Let's pay it off with this trade. Coach Jay in the chat says, let's hold this to 22,000 even. I like the sound of that. That would work out quite nicely.
Look at this big pullback. This is huge trade.
Obi,
this is it.
I was in
moment.
profit. 1 point. I was 1 point in profit when I bought those highs.
That's what I'm saying, man.
And you had that going for you, which is nice.
Market knows. Market knows.
Market knows. I like this. I like this pivot that we're making right now. I think this could be a good reference point if this holds for the CYA going into MOC.
Like right below 800, 805.
Uh-huh.
It'd be nice to get a pullback to like 790s. I mean, that could be enticing if people wanted to re-up on longs, but also it's so late in the day, so it's kind of silly.
Nothing in the tilt.
I'm tuning in for the very first time. Very first time. Think we're talking a completely different language. Holding the
welcome aboard.
Moving the CYA into the MOC.
None of that makes any sense to anybody.
No.
CYA, MOC, and Series 3.
Oh, well done, Jay. Well done.
Hey,
yo.
Segue of the month right there.
Nice. Here we go.
There we go. Okay.
All right, here comes your daily dose of Series 3 question. Here it comes. The Central Bank of Japan has just lowered its short-term interest rates for the first time in several years. An investor who wanted to profit from this action would A, sell puts on euro futures, B, buy calls on yen futures, C, sell puts on yen futures, or D, buy puts on yen futures.
No, option E, have a panic attack.
Central Bank.
This is an interesting question. Because selling puts and buying calls are both bullish.
Yeah, the yen just got weaker.
Right.
Yen just got weaker.
You gotta buy puts, right?
Yeah, I'm saying 4.
That makes sense. Great. Can we take the test together and maybe both of our brains can pass?
And I'll tell you what, man. It was the math part. We got this.
It's no different than like in high school when you ace the study guide, then the test comes and you vomit.
I know.
Because we're looking at Cliff Notes.
Exactly.
Yeah, yen got weaker.
It won't delay much longer. Seems like you guys are on the right track. The answer is D.
Yeah,
buy puts on yen futures.
I have a little bit of an issue with this question. And that's when you sell puts, you're bullish. When you buy calls, you're also bullish. Correct?
Correct.
Yes. Both are bullish.
Both are bullish. And it's the same thing. What's the difference between Yeah, maybe it's just I just don't like B and C being there.
Here you go. He's got an issue. I like this.
Series
Yeah,
3 with
these
question
questions, man. These
answers,
questions. Every
never.
question I see on the
It would
Series 3
never.
has something like that where it's meant
Well,
to trick you. It really is.
You wouldn't do anything with Euro futures. Both B and C were long. So either of those would be wrong. The only right answer
Correct.
was D, buy
Correct.
puts.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just I have an issue with it because I don't want to say it's too easy, but it's so meant to trick you. Where if you know A is wrong because it's just Euro, and then you knew if either if B or C was wrong, they're basically the same answer, just worded differently.
Right.
Well, actually, well,
different risk.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. And then someone in the chat said it's more of a direct play, right? Because infinite risk versus defined risk.
On the puts? Well, anyways, yeah. All right, well, we got that. Dakota has a big issue with this question. I love it. He's already passed it.
You know what? It's Andre, it's like asking me which color of M&M tastes better.
What's the answer?
Your color
gotta
is
say it,
that's
man.
the answer.
Oh, that's
He has
right.
no
Oh,
idea
that's
what
right.
color's there.
I forgot about that. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they all taste the same. They all taste the same. It's colored,
do.
like logically.
Same thing with Fruit Loops. They're all the same flavor. Different colors, same flavor.
Blue always tastes better. When I was a kid, I used to mix M&Ms with Skittles, and that would make so many people upset.
Sweet and savory.
Sweet and savory.
Peanut M&Ms, of course.
That's
Anyways, all right, let's
diabetes
get back.
psychopathic behavior.
Let's get back to the. Hey, James, since I got you here, we changed the title of the show. I wanted to ask you what it was from earlier, but yes.
Yes,
Difficulties.
VMix crashed. My dog pulled the power cord is not a song that I know of.
Oh.
Hey, we're back 3,100 strong. 3,100 strong coming back after we went down in the middle of the day. You guys be so kind. Click like, click subscribe, give us a follow, give us a share. We greatly do appreciate it. We got 7 minutes till the MOC, and house account is still long all day, man. An all day
liked
trade.
it.
Yes, Ed, they're all gray M&Ms to me. But there's no green or red ones. They're all gray. Gray, dark gray.
What do you see on stoplights? Green, red, yellow, or do you just see gray and take a guess?
I just go through it. I follow the
No,
traffic.
he's driving Rips forever. Not giving a shit about stoplights.
Don't worry, Rips has got insurance.
Yeah, it's
get
totally
me.
fine. Come get me.
Dakota, do you dream in color?
I don't. Apparently, I guess. It's just about red and greens. That's it. I can see all the rest of the colors. Red and greens, look, is what I have a hard time with apparently, and I didn't know that. I mean, when someone explains red, I've always assumed that color was just a different shade, and it's not as dramatic as we joke and make it sound. But yeah, red and greens, where reds look a lot more green. It sounds weird. But yeah, I
We
look
have
at red and
green
green
candle
parts every
bars.
day.
Yeah, I
Is
know.
that
I know.
Mess with you? Maybe it helps. Maybe that's actually your edge, Dakota, and you never knew it.
Yeah, you can't teach that either.
No, yeah,
Just buy the dip. Everything looks green.
that's right.
All right, we got just under 6 minutes till MOC. All right, what's the game plan going into this? Just got the stop moved up to 87s and let it roll, let it ride.
Yeah, I still haven't seen a good pivot to move the stop yet. I picked the freaking top with this demo, 817s. So I want to see a nice pivot, and I was liking to see 806s, 805s become that support. See if we could get back up towards those 815s, 816s again right before MOC, and that's where I'd move the stop. But
Wait, what was that
as of
price?
right
What'd you
now,
say?
it's still a valid stop loss.
Yeah. How did you arrive at that stop, Hoag?
The most recent substantial swing low This is the swing low that it's based off of. And as soon as we took out that high, that's when I moved that stop up to there.
Got it. 787 even.
It's also a 100-point banger.
100 points.
Well, that helps.
That is a somewhat of a convenience of that idea. It wasn't they have the main idea for it to just to save a 100-point banger, but now that you mention it, yeah, it's a good spot.
Hey, we'll take it.
You know what that means, right? That means back-to-back days, 100-point bangers.
Yo,
didn't we get one yesterday?
Ooh,
to the downside, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
we did.
That
God, it's
Fade
been
that,
so long, I
chat.
can't remember.
All those users on Twix. Fade that.
So good. So good.
Twix.
Yeah, we did. Me, Rips, and myself, we were, back to back 100 points.
Nice.
That's awesome.
You guys
The
did.
Micro Bitcoin putting in new all-time highs. Hit him with the air horn. 102,450. 102,450. New all-time highs. Last trade, 102,420. So about $30 off. New all-time highs just put in there. What a run.
Bitcoin?
Yep. Micro futures, yeah.
Yeah, we had a good day yesterday. I don't think the house hit a 100-point banger, but you guys may have.
Maybe.
For all you Bitcoin traders, here you go.
Hit him, Eddie. Hit him,
Gotta
Eddie.
make everybody happy.
Absolutely.
Look, how many?
Nice.
Do you remember what our original position was, and then how many we
Yes.
had on initially? What was it? Just for a trade recap.
Long 3 at 21,685 half, where we're still long one of those.
Long 3, and then
You know
where
what,
did we take off the first 2?
The first one was up around 713 and a half. The next one was just around 710. That's the one we sacrificed to the trading gods. And then it's been all buyers ever since.
Seriously.
Okay, cool. So we took most of our profit within that 5-minute range between 675 and 734.
Yes.
So, you know what I'm noticing right now? These average true moves on this 5-minute chart lines up exactly with where I bought it. So if I measure these moves, if we measure these moves, and I do this all the time in slow markets, and we take an average of these moves, these nice runs, and this is what I absolutely love to do and go over in slow markets. We take an average of this, and let's just say this is not scientific at all. It's simple, straightforward. And we take a nice average, and we predict, like, okay, well, the next rally up is going to be about that. And sure enough, we just got it, and I bought the top of it. So this happens all the time. It's not exact. It's just good averages, and to expect, like, okay, well, we might see a pullback after the market moves, this amount, and it's just taking the average of these moves, and when you measure them, does that make sense? Am I explaining?
Yeah, that's
that?
cool. I like that.
Oh yeah,
that's a cool like
I do
visual
this a lot.
representation.
Every single night in slow markets, I'll kind of go over this, and it's uncannily works out pretty accurate. Now, it's never going to be exactly price to price, but it gives you a good average
Everything's
just
a
to
zone.
estimate, like, yeah, this is about where I
That's
should
an
be taking
idea.
profit. This is about where I should be expecting a pullback or a reversal, or be getting in on a pullback. So something like that. And you could do it the opposite as well. You could measure these pullbacks, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be pretty close to the same thing. Or if you can measure these pullbacks on that same move, and there's a little bit of discretion when it comes to this, then take a look at how cool this is. It doesn't work every single time, but they're relatively accurate. So you know what kind of a market that you're trading, and then you could take that same average and say, okay, man, those line up pretty dang accurate. And we could say on those pullbacks, we could expect about that on the next pullback. And then we could kind of know and have an idea of about the zone where we could look for a reversal. Or if you're already short, look for a bit of a take profit. So it works. It's kind of weird how accurate it can be, and it
5
measures
seconds.
just the current market condition.
5 seconds. Dakota, how come you don't do that during fast markets? You all holding out on us?
Fast markets is a whole new world. It's because it's the start of the New York session, and it screws everything up. But I'll talk about it more. I'll talk about it more, usually during power hour or slow
new world
markets.
Get anything yet, Eddie?
Yeah, a little bit of volatility. Chad is surprised by that wick. You should not be surprised by that wick. This happens every day at 2:50 p.m. MOC, market on close.
Still nothing.
Just a gradual sell-off.
There we go. I see it. Oh, Eddie, where'd you go? Come on in, Eddie.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that. VMX shut down on me. S&P 500, 386 million buy side. NASDAQ, 57 million buy side. Dow, 224 million buy side. And the Mag 7, negative 122 million sell side. There you go. And there you have it here. Not much here to write home about. Back to you, Andre.
Thank you. Yeah. Nothing. Again, those numbers will fluctuate in the last 8.5 minutes. So last trade in the NASDAQ, 21,800 even.
CYA is now valid at 97. 797.
97. All right.
All right.
For a stop? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we just reject off the 97s. Well, I think it's official. I called the top of the day. I called the top.
I should have sold you that one.
I called the top of the day, and you took action on the top of the day.
Yeah, we both did. You just said about that time. I'm like, sure, you know what?
That's a bad influence, and you did it.
The house should have sold you that one.
Yeah,
it would have worked out pretty well.
That would have been a great one.
Okay, let's see if it gets us here.
Never do we sell the high tech. We buy the high tech, but never do we sell the high tech.
That's what locals are for.
Right. You're not kidding. That's exactly right.
21,800. And all
I would have been your
trade,
local if you sold it to me. If you had sold that to me, I would have been that local. Buy in from you.
And
Hoag, if you could go back in time, would you change anything about how you manage this trade other than like obviously trading it perfectly? But would you have rather have held some of those 3 contracts a little bit longer given the circumstance?
I would have rather held 40 contracts, but
I know we should have.
I don't know. I mean, it was a good trade. It was a great spot. We barely took any heat on the first when we bought it. We got out of one. We took a little bit of heat. We got out of the one that we donated to the trading gods, and the rest of it's just been sit and wait. So I don't know, it was a good trade.
It's amazing.
Great
trade. It's that old adage: when the market's going against you, you always have too many on. When it's going your way, you never have enough.
That's the truth.
Couldn't trade it any better. You can't.
Hoag, did they get us there?
Yes.
All right.
Yep, we're out.
Officially out. Flat. What is the final P&L?
37.26 on the day.
Just 6 cars traded.
Amazing.
That's it.
Great work.
Not
Great
bad.
work. Back to back good days for the house.
Hey,
Love it.
Shout out Coach Jared as well.
Yep.
His manager from this morning.
Good work.
How about it, man? How about it?
Some of the chat. Yeah. Beautiful. Yes, I am going to be getting a haircut today. That's why I haven't done anything.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
people notice everything, Andre.
They do.
Notice
They
if
do.
I-
That's why we love them. All right. 30 seconds till the last injection of volatility. Great trade on the house. Again, shout out to Coach Jay and Jared. Back from fast markets. It's like a 5-hour, 6-hour trade. Great for the whole
100
time
point
stat.
plus.
Yeah,
That'd be
got
the
in
longest
that
one we've
trade
had for that account.
Yep.
9:30.
30, about 5.5 hours. Not bad at all. All right, right. So without further ado, we asked you for hashtag Power Hour goodies this morning, as well as Power Hour. James, did they deliver or what?
Oh, they delivered, and here they are, your Power Hour Fast Market submissions for the day from Tom. Day 2 in the Topstep funded account. I had an amazing day trading the CPI reaction on the NQ. So 3.333. Not a bad day. Nice quads.
Doing those
We also got
Pilates.
Zachary. Yeah, exactly. Zachary, very small win today on the 3XFAs trading the ES. I went to bed earlier as price wasn't moving anywhere in my favor and decided to trade the last few hours of the session. Looks like you ended it with a good balance of $167. $167, excuse me. Not a bad amount. So not bad for a Wednesday. Dr. Tip, if you did your homework, there's nothing to worry about. The money will come. Shares his trading calendar here. Good amount of green days, some red, but the important thing is you bounce back, came back on Monday, and kept that streak going. So here's to you. Keep it up. Good doctor. Bye, Skag. All right, done for the day. Plus 25,000, sorta. Made back my entire withdrawal from last week. GG's.
Wow.
So that's a really interesting pin right there, right? Made my entire withdrawal back from last week. That's how you do it.
Wow.
And to close us out, we got one more submission for you. Yeah. From Scalpy, consistency is key. Everything else will follow. See you on the big board one day. Thank you for the great service you offer us traders. Grateful. And we're grateful for you, Scalpy, and for everybody who screenshots your progress, your wins, your losses, everything, the transparency, putting it on Twitter for everyone else to see, tagging us. We're appreciative of you. So thank you for everybody for what you do, for sending us your content. Keep it up. Power Hour, Fast Markets. We're back tomorrow. And for now, Andre Dolby, Dakota Hoag, take us home.
Thank you, James. Great stuff, everyone. Love to see those wins. And I got in the chat here. We got Zorro X-Ray saying, let's all cheer on Rips tonight during slow markets. Yes, make sure you got to the top of the chat here. Got the link to cheer on Rips. Oh, in just about 2 hours. It's going against one of the best ever legends in the game, Phil Ivey. Be sure to check that out. And let's do a Topstep takeover in the chat. Show everyone what Topstep is all about. Back to family, man. It's going to be crazy, crazy cool.
Man, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Man,
I'm nervous. I'm nervous, man. I'm not going to lie.
Nervous for him.
Yeah. Man, it's big money. Big money.
I wouldn't be nervous for him. He's used to it. He's used to it.
It's when I saw that double deuce and a deuce sitting on the table, and then you see like all in. I'm like, hamina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No whammy, no whammy.
It's such a different game when you get to see all the cards from a viewer's perspective.
Oh,
and it's a whole new game when you're in their seats and you could feel it. And it's just like trading those emotions, like, bet $50,000 on, basically what you see in your hand. Knowing like, hey, this is my strategy, this is process over profits, this is the expectancy. If I bet this much every single time, if I place this trade every single time, typically I have a positive expectancy, and not letting those emotions get to you, man. It's pretty exciting. When's Dakota at the table? I was thinking about flying out there and joining him. It's I don't have that time to fly down there, and I probably wouldn't be putting 100K. I'd probably put 50 or 30.
Ooh, I like that. Shoot. Love that. All right, less than 60 seconds till the closing bell. Again, we got at the buzzer after this and slow markets later this evening. Dakota, anyone on slow markets, or are you just going lone wolf?
Me and Coach Jay. Coach Jay is going to be joining me tonight. It's going to be a fun one. Maybe we'll stick around and watch some poker together, me and him, and watch. And I seen he joined as well. But it's always great to have Coach Jay on slow markets, providing good commentary, taking some of the weight off of my shoulders in terms of talking and resting my voice. I'm excited.
Ask him about the trade from Fast Markets. Hoag, great execution, great management. Dolby time, as always, an absolute pleasure. See more of these guys tomorrow. Shout out to all the bell-to-bellers that stuck with us after the technical difficulty. Shout out to Coach Jay. I see you in the chat. Jared as well. 7 seconds till the closing bell. Of course, the bell-to-bellers. You guys make this whole thing possible. Here we go. New all-time highs in for all-time highs in the NASDAQ, and we did it. Awesome, awesome stuff today. Cannot thank you guys enough. Make sure we'll see everyone in the chat for rips. I'm going to go get Phil Ivey. Without further ado, I'm going to send it to my main man, Eddie. Eddie, take us out of here.
Yes, well done, gentlemen, and well done, ladies. Great job here, Topstep TV, and great job, fantastic job here in our community chat. Thank you very much for being a participant, being positive, and having a good day. Having a good day. Let's talk about tomorrow. Dozen days in December on the 12th day of Christmas, Thursday. Don't forget, hey, 3:30 London Open with Deanna. This is going to be our first thing, 3:30 a.m. Central Time. Also, Fast Markets, we've got Mohammed. Mo is going to be with us. Anne-Marie also. Coach Ray, Grant Z. We've got also Ryan H. going to join us for Trade with Topstep. That's something I'm looking forward to. I love when I see new traders joining us to trade. Also, we'll be having Deanna's going to be here with us at 1 o'clock. Robert, Paul H. and JD. Power Hour. We got Francis Green and Rips going to join us for Power Hour. All right, so don't forget here, we do have a At the Buzzer here, 3:15 with Coach Jay and Coach Paul. It's right here on our YouTube channel. Moving over to our Discord, we got Coach Ray at 6 p.m., Volume Profile. Coach Vince, 7 p.m., Technical Analysis. And have Coach Dakota, 7:30, Sunday through Thursday for Slow Markets. So keep that intact. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to try to pack the house here for Rips. If you are not in one of those, by all means, here's the link. I'm posting it in chat for the last time here today. Click on that link around 5 p.m. Central and see our good friend Rips playing the cards. So it is time. Yes, it is time. It's your time. All right. So I want you to go relax. I want you to go re-energize. Right? We had a busy day today, a lot of opportunity. And whether good or bad, I'm glad that you're here with us here. Whether it was good, congratulations. If it was a bad day for you, let's learn on that. The thing is, if we didn't fail, we'd never get any better. So keep that in mind. So get yourself ready for tomorrow. Orders from headquarters. I want you to stay safe. I want you to stay healthy. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until we meet again, I'm Eddie Horn, and this has been Topstep TV. Take care.
I've never felt so good in my life. I'm on an absolute roll, podiuming at every single competition during the year.
75-75 for the kid from Aspen. A tremendous showing.
And this is our 5th contest, and I'm feeling like I'm on cloud 9.
First thing with this system is the wind starting to pick up, 30-mile-per-hour range with gusts easily up and over 40.
And then in one fell swoop, literally 1 second, and my whole season, my whole world flips upside down on itself. I thought for sure I had broken my ankle, at least torn some tendons in my ankle, maybe have torn my ACL in my knee, and all the work I'd put in was coming to a screeching halt. When the doctor read the MRIs, it looked like he couldn't even believe the screen. No ligaments were torn, and I couldn't believe it. The dream is still alive. It had really only just begun. And I knew that I needed to work so hard in order to make it happen. My life 100% consisted of healing, day after day. Wake up, 7:30 sharp, morning meditation, PT exercises, eat breakfast, oatmeal, blueberries, physical therapy, an hour, hyperbaric chamber, an hour, Novathor bed, 30 minutes, drive to the gym, stretch 20 minutes, bike 20 minutes, workout 45 minutes, hot tub 20 minutes, drive home, sauna with visualization, every run over and over again. Heat, ice, heat, ice, heat, ice, over and over and over again. Go to sleep, do it all again. Wake up, 7:30 sharp. The only thing on my mind, the only thing I could focus on, the only thing I could possibly do was get better. It feels like the bone and the bone. I'm gonna do every single minute detail that I possibly can, because if I leave anything on the table, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. The day after I got injured at Mammoth, I was probably at 30%. Exactly a month and 2 days after, close to 100%. I'm feeling like me and me more and more every day. Wake up, 7:30 sharp. Repeat. Every day. Every day. The reality is there's no roadmap to tell you, okay, I can do this trick right now or I can't do this trick right now. It's like, how do I feel? Okay, I feel pretty good. Can I do a 540? Okay, can I do a 900? Okay, I can do the 900. Can I do the 900 the other way, to the right? Getting better, everyone. All right, switch left tab. Nice and big, good takeoff. You got this. Come on, baby. Backwards to the left, switch left. That feels good. Can I do backwards to the right, switch right? But that hurts pretty bad, actually. Can I do a double? Because I won't be able to compete the way I want to without being able to do a double. Right up 12. Same trick I hurt myself on in Mammoth. All right, I got this. I can do this. I was freaking nervous for that. There's a difference between going to the Olympics and just going, and then going knowing that you can do something great. And I'm nervous because I know I can do something great, and I believe I will, but it hasn't happened yet. I'm excited, I'm ready, I'm prepared, but yes, I'm nervous. And I think being nervous is actually a benefit. It makes me more focused. Can I do the left side double cork 1620? My heart's pounding out of my chest. Never been so nervous in my life. Oh my God, am I going to be the same? Am I the same? Can I do this? Does my ankle feel good? So many different thoughts running through my head. What if I fall here? If I fall here now, this is going to be really bad. But if I land, I'll have so much more confidence in order to bring it into the Olympics. Okay. Boom, drop in. Take off. Land. It's like, got it. Got it. And that was the moment I was kind of thinking to myself, this is doable. I believe in myself again. This is good. This is really good.
Can we go out tonight?
I can do this. I got this. I am this. Man, today was so much better than yesterday. Just wait till tomorrow. That's what I tell myself every day.